you to sleep, I'm gone.
What's good, what's good, what's good, family? It's your boy, the Wall Street Trapping Man. Welcome to another amazing episode of Trapping Tuesdays, y'all. All right, man, so y'all know before we start the show, I just want to let y'all know, man, listen, without y'all, there is no us. Listen to me. I want you to truly understand that we are so thankful for you. We are so honored that you allow us each and every Tuesday to come inside your home, to talk to you about stocks, to talk to you about investing, to laugh and joke. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all, man. We on episode 160, y'all. That means we 40 episodes away from 200 of them bad boys.
Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo.
All right, man. So, before we get into it, man, let me just say this, man. Again, one more time, thank y'all. Man, from the bottom of my heart, man, like, you know, I think about starting this in, you know, my aunt's back room with a red cup. You know what I'm saying? To be 160 episodes and on our way to 200. And I'm just like, man, you know, what a journey. And that takes me to this, y'all. Not only has it been a journey, but I have definitely survived some pressure. I have survived, persevered, and overcame some pressure. And I want to ask you a question. As someone who is trailblazing this journey to be the first millionaire in your family, don't you feel the pressure of trying to balance paying bills and investing? As someone who wants to turn their last name into an asset, don't you feel the pressure of every financial decision that you make? As someone who has put that burden on their back that's saying, I'm going to be the one who introduces my family to freedom. I'm going to be the one that introduces my family to generational wealth. I'm going to be the one to be the last one to get it out the mud so that everybody else can get it out the market. Don't you feel that pressure? But I'm here to tell you, the pressure is a privilege. I'm here to tell you that the pressure is a prerequisite. I'm also here to tell you that pressure is your superpower. I want you to think about it like this, y'all. The diamond is such a beautiful gem. We see it in earrings, we see it in watches, we see it in chains, we see it in teeth now. We see diamonds and we marvel at how they sparkle. Now, we all know they gotta go through pressure to become a diamond. I'm not even here to tell you that. Here's what I want you to understand about that. It's not until the diamond undergoes the pressure that it can then receive its value. Okay, I'm gonna say it different. If you appraise the diamond before the pressure, you just have glass. But then if you appraise the diamond after the pressure, you get princess cut. You get 18 karat. You get these different. The diamond doesn't get its proper appraisal until after it survived the pressure. That's what I want you to understand. So don't appraise yourself until you have persevered the pressure. Then you give yourself a new appraisal. Right? Like after you go through the thing that looks like it's about to break you, after you go through the thing you like, why is this happening to me? After you go through the thing where you can't see the light at the end of the road and you come out on the other side, immediately before you say after you say thank God, I want you to say, now it's time to do a new appraisal. right? I done persevered, I done overcame, I done endured. After I say thank God, I gotta do a new appraisal because I'm worth more. I've added new value. I've increased my value. So not only is pressure is a privilege, the pressure gives you a new appraisal. It gives you a new worth when you walk in the world. I want you to think about that. Because being victorious is one thing. Overcoming the odds is another thing. But having that new appraisal, knowing that you have just increased your value, knowing that you the one that's changing your family dynamic, knowing that you the one that has been positioned for power, knowing that you the one that helped you pivot from poverty, you the one that just increased your whole family's net worth. Yo, there's a different appraisal attached to that. I was working out with my aunt today. We were working out in the garage, and I'm talking to him about my daughter. And he said, say, Aunt. He said, bro, I remember when your goal was to have 100,000 for your daughter. I said, yeah, we done 10X that. He said, nah. I remember when your goal was, you wanted her to have $1 million by the time she was 18. I said, let me tell you something, all right? The pressure that made me pivot. And I was able to achieve the goal 10 years before. Because I said, I want to be the one where my lineage, the ones that come after me, they born into it. They born into it. So I want to rob her out of I gotta get it out. I want to rob her out of my daddy wasn't there. I want to take that. You don't got that crush to lean on. That ain't your motivation. That was daddy motivation. Yep, that was mom. That ain't your motivation. Your motivation is something new. Pain won't be what powers you. No. We gonna build something else right there. Right? We gonna build you something else to stand on. We gonna build you another platform to stand on. We gonna give you another. You not gonna relate to that. You gonna be like, nah, that ain't my story. I want to rob her of that. Watch this. Because of the pressure, I was able to give the next generation a new appraisal. Because of the pressure that I endured, because of the pressure that I persevered, because of the pain that I was able to get through, I was able to give the next generation a new appraisal. So pain won't be your power. I'm gonna rob you of that. I'm gonna take that one from you. But I want you to understand something. I want you to understand something. Trap ain't no different than you. I want you to understand something. In order to rob them of that, in order to be able to take them from where you came from, you first got to understand your worth. You first got to understand your power. You first got to understand your appraisal. You got to start walking in this world at discounted value. It's the only way this thing works. It's the only way you're able to walk in your power. You got to start walking in this world half off. You got to stop showing up in this world at a discount. You got to stop showing up like that. Because the world ain't gonna never give you your true value. Social media ain't gonna never give you your true value. And if you lucky, you find some people around you that really give you your true value. Because there's a lot of people that you around right now, they winning, and they're moving forward, and they're around you because you don't know your worth. Let me say that different. There's people around you that are excited and they are well aware that you don't know your value. So because you don't know your value, they get to extract your genius from you. Yeah. Because you don't know your value, they get to extract it from you. Watch this. You are exchanging your value for friendship. Yeah. And you wondering why, I don't feel right here. I'm feeling drained right here. I don't feel comfortable right here. People coming to you with all the ideas, so you can give them more ideas. And you like, hey, that's my friend. It's because you don't know your worth and you don't know your value. In the same way, oh man, thank you for downloading this in me right quick. The same way the banks in 2008 were issuing out predatory loans, the same way the banks were giving out houses to people who they know couldn't afford them. You got predatory friends that's extracting your value, that don't deserve to be around you. They can't afford your friendship. And I ain't talking about dollar amount. They can't afford your ideas. I ain't talking dollar amount. I'm talking about morals. I'm talking about people who don't belong around you because they don't believe in what you believe in. They don't see the world. Matter of fact, they don't even understand your greatness the way you supposed to understand it. They see beyond what you see. They see you in a way that you don't see you, and they extracting it from you because you don't see you the way you supposed to see you. Let me dig a little deeper. You don't see you the way God intended you to see you. Let me go a little deeper. You don't see you because you ain't in alignment with God, so you don't know your value at all, so you cool with giving it away, and then you wondering why you empty. You wondering why you insufficient. You wondering why you bankrupt, because people taking all your value, and the time you do show up, they like, hey, I ain't got nothing for you. I want you to understand something. That pressure is a privilege. Because that diamond only can get appraised after the pressure. That diamond, oh my God. It's another download. There is very few people that have the eye to see the diamond in its rawest form. There are very few people that can see the diamond in its rawest form and can say, this is a diamond. I know what to do with it. I know what the value is. I know what it can be worth. There's very few people. And until certain people find the diamond, a lot of times the diamond is stuck in position. the diamond is often stuck in position until the right person finds it. And that person can position it so it can come into the world and give us its real value. So tonight, 160, it's time to apply some pressure so that we can give the world our value. It's your boy, the Wall Street Trapper, episode 160. Let's go, y'all. Let's go, man. Got a good show tonight. Jose, how you feel? We got a good show tonight. Not me. We got a good show tonight.
Yes, man.
We got a good show tonight.
So you get that's what it is. It must be the drip, the new fresh haircut, you know what I'm saying? Like, you in your bag I'm about to say this morning. That's crazy. It could be morning for somebody right now who watching this John in China.
Could be.
Australia.
You got people in China.
You know what I'm saying? All that. I still want my shoe cam, though.
Nah.
I promise you, I'll tell y'all, the boy be coming in this joint crazy, fresh with the shoe game.
Man tripping, man.
I want the
Hey,
shoe.
I want to put a billboard in China. Trapping Twos is the billboard. I want to put it out there in China. We gotta go global, dog. We gotta think big, dog.
Nah, I'm with it.
We gotta think big, bro.
I'm with it.
Shout out to our people, man. Tamara Buchanan in the building, man. We got Rams Fitness in the building. Professor Pat in the building. Denise Snyder in the building. Thavion was good, man. Cheesy Bread was good, man. Jermaine Cobbs was good. Lily F. Shazam X. Carolina Blue. KT Tactical was good. Belina was good. Felicia was good. Ross that dude was good. Bernard A was good, family. Max was good. Max B was good. Dollar Bill was good. Will Mack was good. First Generation Millionaire, I see you. Whoop-dee-doo. Come on.
Whoop-dee-doo.
Y'all know I gotta have it. Y'all know we gotta have it. You know what I'm saying? The Chosen One, I see you. King Miami 305, salute, family, I see you. Big Bell, I see you. Stackamo, I see you. Doug Perry, I see you. JC Affluent, Frank Trades was good, man. Autumn was good, Queen, how you feeling? That one guy was good. Creative J was good. West, the CEO, I see you. Double R, my love, I see you, baby. Let's go. Miss Jones was good. Michelle was good. Lena Edwards was good. I see your Organic Profit was good. January's Finance was good. Thumbs Up was good. Sheila Williams was good. Fedro was good. Val J was good. Ross was good. Brian Vegas, Big Dot was good. Didn't like saying that just now. I did not like.
People change their name on YouTube.
Yeah, I did not like saying that right now. Jose.
All right, bet.
I'm looking at it right there. It looked real dark. All right. Anyway, we got a dope show for tonight, man. We got a lot going on tonight, Jose. We got to talk about a couple of things tonight. Donald Trump is talking again. Donald Trump is saying some things again. We got to talk about, Trump is talking about, hey, let's start reporting earnings every 6 months. So we got to dig into that. What are the ramifications behind that? Right? We're going to talk about TikTok tonight, right? A lot of things going up. Listen, TikTok is 100%. It's the elephant in the room, bro. The company itself, ByteDance, is worth $100 billion. Let me rephrase that. The company itself has $500 billion in cash on hand, another $100 billion on a balance sheet, and the owner is the richest man in China. Gotta flush that.
Oh, you flushed it?
I flushed it. The man is the richest man in China, bro. Why is America playing with that man? Why is America playing with that man? Yeah, be woke for sure, family. After I said it, I said, wait a minute. Shout out my baby, man, gave us $100, man. Shout out to you, baby. And we got a couple other things to talk about tonight. Netflix entering the podcast scene. Definitely something interesting to talk about. Netflix entering the podcast space. Huge, huge, huge. Let me tell you about something that happened to me this weekend, man. So me and my dog, we was watching a fight. Right? And we was watching a fight with Tobe. Tobe was saying like he was on both sides. He was like, man, Canelo my favorite fighter and Bud my favorite fighter. But I said, Tobe, you not acting like Bud your favorite fighter. It looked like you leaning on the Canelo side. Like, I know when somebody playing the middle and I know when somebody playing one side. So he keeps saying, yeah, man, Canelo, and I'm like, bruh, like Bud that guy. He gonna out. I say, so in prison, when somebody's slow, we say, yo, he a milk truck. Right, that boy a milk truck. That boy can't. So I was in prison with somebody, when we playing football and stuff, like, man, that boy a milk truck. That boy can't check me. He a milk truck. He's slow. I mean, he's slow. So I said, Tobe, that boy a milk truck. I said, yeah, he might do hit hard, but he a milk truck. Bud got sweet feet. He got good defense, right? He a milk truck, though. So we watching a fight, man. Now, here's the thing. I asked everybody who wanted to bet me $10,000. Put it on Instagram 3 days in a row. Nobody wants to bet me 10 grand.
Wait, nobody took that joint?
Nobody took the 10 grand. Everybody talking all this stuff. Nobody took the 10 grand. So I said, all right, like, who want to bet me $1,000? Now, mind you, I wasn't really betting that for people that I don't know. I was saying it for people that I know. Because if I don't know you, you're going to be like, nigga, I ain't paying you nothing. And I can't chase you down. So it is what it is, right? So a lot of people that I didn't know took the $1,000, but I was like, bro, I don't really know you. I can't really, like, bet you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know you. Like, you might be weighing Kalamazoo somewhere. How am I going to get the cash out from there? You know what I'm saying? But if you lose, you going to want your money. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, they going to do a
clip
and everything.
You going to go to the shade room. You going to tell baller alert.
Yep.
And nigga broke, you can't pay my $1,000. Then I got to deal with that, right? So I just didn't take that. So I was trying to find people I know, but nobody wanted to bet me. So I didn't realize that being in Georgia, it's a no gambling state. So I go to DraftKings right quick. I'm trying to put the 10 bands on DraftKings. They're like, no good. I say,
Be
what?
a little bit more quicker than that.
I say, what you mean no good? So I try to do FanDuel. They say, no good. And I said, wait. If anybody, Robin Hood. Why Robin Hood? Because they like to let people gamble.
Get that money. Go ahead, play with us. We got you.
Robinhood is a gambler's dream. That's how they got the design work. So I go to Robinhood, and I think I had like, I don't know, $3,500 that just been sitting in there forever.
Wait, it's crazy. You got 35 like somebody got that in their couch cushions.
Man, flush was it. Flush was
Hey, well, how many you find? You know that old coat that be in your closet? You know what I'm saying? You found that 20 in there?
No, because
you found an extra 35 hundo.
So it's really like, altogether it's probably like $7 grand.
Yeah. Let's go up.
But I haven't, the 3 of it is like in like Chevron. It's been in there since 2015. Like, I don't use it for nothing. So the buying power been at $5,000 forever. So it's been there. So I go to Rob, I'm like, oh, Robinhood, I forgot they doing this. Because like a week before the fight, they was like, hey, you can bet on the fight. So I'm like, all right, bet. Let me just see what they got. So I put like $2,200 on the fight in Robinhood. They paid my money in like 30 minutes. They were like, hey, you got your money. I said, I should have put all of it on there.
Mm-hmm.
That was good. But I want to say something to you about that, dog. Like, I want to say something to people. That's why I like the title, Pressure is a Privilege, right? Me and my aunt, bro, we've been listening to the interviews, and you know, I'm just like, bro, like, so this what Tove did me. Man, you just found out, you know, this what people do when they lose. Man, you just found out about Errol Spencer, about every fight. I said, well, for the Errol Spencer fight, I tried to, and this real talk, I got the DM. I offered Bud 50 grand to let me put the Wallstreet Looks Like Us logo.
Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah. Yep.
I offered him 50 grand.
Mm-hmm.
His people dropped the ball on me. Not him, because he gave me his people number. He was like, hey, holler at my people. But I ain't even gonna say they dropped the ball. They probably just had bigger offers.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not even gonna say they dropped the ball. But I got the DMs for that. And I was like, dog, what happened? He was like, bro, my people. So I wasn't even really tripping on it like that. But when you be in prison, bro, like, you watch sports all day, every day, bro. So, bro, dudes in prison will watch old, that's where I get that from. Like, I'm not gonna say I was a boxing fan before that, but in prison, bro, you will be watching old boxing matches from the 80s. the 70s, the 90s. You would just sit there, you watch them all day, every time they got an opportunity. So that's how I really became a sports fanatic. I'm not gonna lie. Prison made me a sports fanatic. That's why I started Braveheart, my ticket business. But anyway, so I want to say this to people, bro. Never get comfortable. So dude he dominated at 147, right? And I'm not saying this. He dominated at 147. He moves up. He moves up. He dominates. He win. No, dominates at 140, then 147, something like that. Moves up. And then he put his eyes on, he said Bill Haney, Devin Haney's daddy told him, bro, since they're giving you a hard time behind the Errol Spencer fight, just go fight Canelo. Watch this. Pressure is a privilege. Pressure is a privilege. When Bill Haney first told him that, guess what he said? Man, I'm not fighting that dude, he's too big. This comes out his mouth. He said, but then he started watching him. Now, mind you, ever since after he beat Errol Spencer, it's 2023, Bill Haney tells him, bro, don't even worry about fighting Spence no more. Just go fight Canelo. Just go fight Canelo. Just go fight the biggest dude in the game. So at first he says, I'm not about to fight that dude, he's too big. He said, but then I watched him fight. And I said to myself, I think I could beat him. Right then and there, light bulb go off. I just want to ask you a question. At what moment in your life did the light bulb go off? Watch what I'm about to say here. At what moment in your life did the light bulb go off? Oh, watch this. And you chose not to walk to the light because you didn't believe in yourself. Initially, he doubted because in his mind, he like, shit, boxing got weight classes for a reason. But then he understood who he was, and he understood his God-given skill set that he kept on crafting and refining. So for 2 years, he watched this man, studied this man, knew every angle to beat him at, and so while everybody else was saying what he couldn't do, he reminded himself of what he could do. That's the appraisal that pressure does. So what I'm saying to you is, are you willing to lock in on the game for 2 years? Are you willing to lock in the game for 2 years and say, hey, I know this, hey, you know what? The market be whooping my ass. I'm watching the market whoop people. You watching the market whoop people. But you got to say to yourself, I think I could beat it. And you know why he think he could beat it? Because he know how much work he putting in. I'm telling you, if you put in the work, you can beat the market consistently, not just buying whole, trading and everything. Are you willing to put in the work, though? The problem is the man, for 2 years, he watched Canelo fight 3 more fights. Now watch this. He said, Turkey told him, nah, I'm not doing that. So he said, okay, go fight at, I think he fought the guy at 154 or something like that. The other guy he just beat. The guy he beat before he fought Canelo. And then after he beat that guy, he said, I only fought that fight to see what it was going to be like to put the weight on. It wasn't because but they didn't want me to go from 147 to 168. So I wanted to see what it was like to put the weight on and fight. So once he fought the dude at 154, he was like, oh, I got this. So he went back to Turkey and said, hey, if it's not Canelo, it's nobody. Watch this. There's a moment when the light switch go off, and then there's another moment when you walk to it. There's a moment when a light switch go off, like, damn, I think I could do that. And then when you walk to it, you know what you say? Nah. I know I can do that. Something simple. I think I could do that. I know I can do that. There's a moment in your life when the light switch go off. And then there's the most pivotal moment in your life when you walk to it. That's what this game is. You got to walk to it, y'all. And I don't care who on side of you getting their ass beat. They ain't you. They ain't you. So don't worry about who getting beat up. Don't worry about who lost money. Don't worry about that. They not you. Now watch this. If you watch Bud had a fight at 154, guess what? You saw him take some shots that made people say, nah, Canelo gonna beat the brakes off him. At 154, you saw him take some shots, and people was like, man, I don't really know if he's ready for Canelo, not realizing this is my first time at that heavier weight. This is me stepping to the light. This is me saying, nah. I'm going after the big goal, but this is what I'm gonna measure myself by. So after this fight, because in this fight, I done put the weight on. I'm about to see how I can maneuver with the weight. Also, watch this. I'm about to see what the punches feel like at this weight class. It's another thing. I had to fit. I said, hey, I'm going to get 10 million out the market. Hey, before you get there, how you going to handle this $1.5 million loss? What you going to do? Because there's some tools in your bag. In order for you to go get the 10 million, there's some tools in your bag that you got to sharpen. Well, let me see how you take this lick right here. How you going to take this one? And matter of fact, I'm going to give it to you early. I'm going to give it to you early in the game. 1.5 in March. Fight back. Figure it out. The whole you got. Watch this. You got 9 months to break even. You got 9 months to get it back and turn green. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Somebody say, hey, Trap, let's talk about the market. You can leave, my dog. This is my show. I can talk about what I won't talk about. Come back when I talk about the market. Come back when I talk about the market. I pay the bills in here, the light, the internet, the cable, and the staff. Think about that, family. You took a hit in February. You locked back in. You stayed a course. And you walk to the light. You walk to the light. You a champion, family. You a champion, family. And don't let nobody tell you different. Because you got people around you that's telling you, man, why you losing your money in that market like that? You got people around you that's telling you, you do better off gambling in Vegas. You got people telling you, man, you tripping. I would have never did that. You know how many people told that dude he couldn't win? He too small. This dude hit harder. But you know what he didn't do? He didn't let the opinions of others determine his value and what he could do. You letting people who closest to you make you fear the thing you know you can use to get back your freedom. Use that market, family.
Whoop-de-doo.
Now I can go about my business. I don't want them telling me what to do. We get the point. You better go somewhere else.
I love it.
I pay the bills. And here, this ain't leased. This ain't leased.
I love it. Matter of fact, to help pay the bills, I need y'all to go and hit that like, share this out with at least 5 other individuals, and let's get it.
Let's get it, man. All right, man, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it, man. Ash, what's good? What's good? What's good? Love. All right, man, let's get into it, man. If y'all know, man, we like to start with our mantra. Let's get our mantra going, man. Let's go, man. Listen. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, this thing feel good, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Telling you, boy.
It look cozy. It look like it's just enough amount of warmth and just an amount of breathing.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
So you ain't sweating into your legs.
There it is.
Come on.
I like it. I like it.
I am. Put my glasses back on. I'm back in that mode. When I put the glasses on, I pivot. Pivot. I am a certified Wall Street trapper. I'm confident in my ability to make great investments. The stock market is a machine that prints money, and I'm more than capable of operating this machine. Not only will I free myself, but my family will eat for a lifetime based on the information I apply today. I'm a money maker and a wealth builder. I love to hear that. Today, I break all the chains that anchor me to that poverty mindset. My ancestors will smile now because I've turned our last name into an asset. My family's purchasing power will increase indefinitely. Today, I make the declaration that no longer will I be a slave to money. No longer will the generation behind me inherit lack. No longer will I submit to selling my time for money. I am a first-generation millionaire. I am the architect of my family's legacy. I am a certified Wall Street trapper. And Wall Street looks like us now. Let's go, man. How we feeling, man? Oh, Joe, we got a napkin? We have a napkin? Yes, no, maybe? All right, how we feeling?
I'm feeling good. What, you made a mess right now?
Cut my damn slides. I'm in that zone tonight.
You already know he was on the mic.
Yeah, don't cut my slides tonight, dog. I'm going all in.
I ain't want him to go off for you like you did, old boy, in the chat.
No, don't cut my slides tonight. We gonna run out. We gonna run it.
Nah, we good.
I feel like going a little over tonight.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling. Pressure.
It's a privilege.
It's a privilege.
Let's get it.
Mm-hmm. Jose, we got 3,000 people in the chat, dog.
Let's go. Let's go. Shout out to everybody sharing and liking.
Shout out to everybody that's sharing. Shout out to everybody that's sharing. Shout out to everybody that's liking. You feel me? All right, we're going to get on the chart right quick, y'all. How y'all feel about that? Jose, we got to get on these charts right quick. Sean going to tell me earlier, hey, Trap, let me tell y'all something right quick, y'all. Let me tell y'all something. Sean was vouching for the people. You heard me, Jose? Sean was vouching for the people today.
Oh, yeah.
Sean said, say, Trap, I like Sean. I think I love Sean, bro. You remind me of a little brother that I wish I had. Right? He respect his big brother. I actually look at him like a little brother, too. He respect his big brother, but I be wanting him to walk into his shit. He don't be wanting to walk into his shit.
He kind of walked into it on that one.
On what?
He had that bass in his voice a little bit when he asked for the people.
He did.
He did. I'm going to give it to him.
He ain't walking with his chest out.
He hit it a little bit.
I would have still told him, hell no. But he walked in there with a little, he was like, hey, Trap.
Wait, you ain't got your mic on the show?
He walked in there like, hey, Trap. The people can't see. I say, see what, Sean? The chart. I say, why they can't see it? Because it's white. I say, what? He said, could it be black? I said, no, I can't see that shit. So then I took it to consideration. I said, let me see something. I said, no, I don't like that.
Yeah, you tried it, though?
I don't like how it looked.
Yeah.
He didn't
I don't
change.
like how it looked.
By the way,
Because you ain't hard on it.
I tried the black early on. I just don't like I can't get that feel. You know what I'm saying? So, good try, though. I just want to tell the people that. Sean stepped up for y'all. He was the voice. Ashawn came in and was like, hey, Trap. I said, bro, I can't see that shit. It looked weird to me. I'm going to try it, though. I might mess with it. Let me see something right quick. Just for Ashawn.
Change the theme from light to dark.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
You gotta change it to dark.
Don't do that. I don't like that, dog. That's such a... Bro, that's pissing me off. Let's try to make it work for the people, man. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
Try.
I'm not doing it. All right, let's get it. We back. All right, let's get it, y'all. So we're gonna rock out. We're gonna look into these charts right quick. We are going to align. Shout out to my people in the Patreon. We've been rocking out. All right, let's go. We're gonna cut it down. We're gonna cut it really, really, really short. All right, so let's just do something right quick as we get into it. We on the charts with them. Let's see it. We're gonna scroll this all the way down. We're gonna start here on this monthly. Y'all know that's our time frame. That's how we do it. We're not gonna go we're gonna just get straight into it. All right, first things first. We looking at this monthly chart as we see. The monthly chart, got an uptrend. We see that well above our 20 SMA. We like that. We appreciate that. That tells us we are. And I want you to understand something when you're looking at this. No matter how you look at this, right? These aren't huge candles, but these are strong candles, right? So I want you to understand that these monthly candles aren't huge, but they are 100% strong buying pressure. So that tells us that the buyers are still in control. We can see that. Let me just mark that for y'all in case. I know some people will be like, what you mean, Trap? So this right here, right, that tells us that our buyers are, I ain't rocking shit, but buying hold and a few players. Sir James, I see you, family. So we got that, right? So we see that our buyers are still in control. So what we want to do now is we want to make sure, so that's one thing, boom. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go into our weekly. What is our weekly chart telling us? Okay. So I'm going to get into something that's going to show us something a little different. Now, we see that buyers are in control, but I'm going to open this up a little bit more because I want you to see this right here. Currently, this is going to be something that we need to pay attention to. And the reason why we need to pay attention to that is because that is actually, watch what I'm about to say here, that candle right there can actually be bearish. Right? Even though it's green, it can actually be a bearish signal. So we gotta watch this. Now it's on a weekly chart, so we still got some days left. So let's understand, why is it bearish, Trap? Well, because what we understand, if we look at this candle, you have a long upper wick at the top, right? And then we see the close of it right now is 159. We see it got all the way to 161. It can, and that's why I didn't say it's all the way bearish. I said it can be a signal of some bearish activity. And the reason being, now, two things happened here at this week. It hit an all-time high, then it pushed back down, right? And because it pushed back down, mind you, it's still on the weekly. So you have an opportunity, one, because you have tomorrow, which is a big, big day in the market. We'll talk about that later on the show. But what happens is sellers rejected the all-time high. Right? So because they rejected it and then they rejected it, look at the... I'm about to say something that's really weird, y'all. Look, I'm about to reword that. I'm not going to say that right. I'm not about to say that like that. I'm going to say, look at the image of the wick. Right? All right. Look at the size of the wick, man. Bro, I don't like y'all, bro. 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 I really don't like y'all. Nate, the Great, help me out, bro. Nate, help me out, Nate. Look at this. I got to say it twice. I'm not saying it twice. Y'all heard it the first time. Look at the formation of the wick. There we go. Sean, that's better. That's better. I don't like y'all, bro. I don't like y'all. Man, flush me, man. Flush me. 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 Flush me, man. God damn. Come on. God damn. All right. Look at the formation of the wick, right? So that tells us that sellers rejected that. Now, here's what we want to understand. Now, watch this. We have 3 days to see this, right? Now, here's what happens. In this situation, what this is going to tell us is, if the next week candle, listen to what I'm about to say here. This is going to be important. If this candle closes even more, if this body, so the body, let's mark this off again. I'm going to show you something. This is going to be good. This is a good lesson right here. And it's just a weekly. But if this body closes more and then reverses to start printing on the downside, what that tells us is buyers have now got trapped at the top, right? Well, trapped. How the hell they got trapped? Well, they saw the buying pressure going up, and so they did what's called they bought in late, right? So what they did was try to buy into a momentum that was going up, which is not a bad thing to do. But because they bought it with the preconceived notion that it was going to bust through all-time highs, what happened was we hit that high, rejected, and then it trapped them in there. So now what happens is there's what's called long orders, right? There's long orders, meaning people who probably have 168s, 170 calls in those long orders. They may have got trapped up there, and if this start moving to the downside, right, it can, watch this is gonna be good. If it starts moving to the downside, then because they are trapped, they have one or two options. First option is sell, but what happens is that selling pressure then helps the sellers, it fuels the seller's momentum to the bottom. Am I making sense? Right? Because they are trapped in there, they got two options. One, stay in it, or two, sell. And if they sell, the sale orders then give fuel to the sellers moving down. Am I making sense? Okay, that's good. Okay, so I wanted to point that out to us. Now, here's where we start getting some interesting things in. Don't worry about my chart because I got some stuff I'm going to show y'all that's going to really, y'all know I like to get on an hourly chart, so that's what we're going to do here. Now, I want you to see something, right? So what I marked out on a daily, this when I start marking some stuff out, a lot of my detail is really going to be on a 1 hour chart, but I'm going to just mark y'all something out. I marked out the previous day high, that's PDH, that's what you see on my chart. I marked out the previous day's low, that's PDL. What that does is it gives me a box. I like to box prices in. And once I box the price in, it gives me an idea of the range that I'm in. So what I like to do is once I mark out previous day's high, previous day's low, previous week high, previous week low, and then I throw my fib on there to see what is the range I'm in. And then I'm gonna mark out any gaps that I see and any equal highs or equal lows. I do that on a 4 hour and a 1 hour. That's why you see these marks on here. So what I'm doing right now, I'm telling you, so when I put the options, when I put the technical analysis part in the options course, you already know what I got. I'm telling you right now. That's why I don't mind telling you right now. I don't mind giving you the value right now, right? And so once I mark that out, I understand what's going on. The next thing I like to do is ask myself, what are the last 3 to 5 candles telling me, right? What are the last 3 to 5 candles telling me? So that means I'm going to look left before I move right. Because if I understand what happens left, it shows me how to move right. Y'all with me on that? So let's see, based off this, what does the last 5 candles tell me? I'm gonna move this out the way. All right, so first candle tells us right here, this first red candle, it tells us, look at this candle. This candle opened up above the previous day. So we know that. How do we know that? Because Let me just open this up a little more. This first candle, this red candle, tells us that it opened higher than the previous day. So that means today's candle opened higher than yesterday's candle, but it got pushed all the way down. Now, what we do see is, I want you to notice something. If you look at the previous week's high, yesterday, that wick, the sellers pushed it all the way down to last week's high and then rejected it. So Trap, why did that make sense? Well, the reason why you mark previous week's high is because that becomes an area of interest. If the reason that becomes an area of interest is because if you know the market is more psychological and emotional than it is rational, right? So the market always looks for, watch what I'm about to say here, previous activity that it can move off of, right? So you see it got all the way down to last week's high and then rejected and then did what? It closed, it moves back up. So that tells us that, okay, when I mark out, and so I make that mark Monday or Friday night because I need to know where I'm going into the next week, all right? So then what we see is the candle before that, we see buyers made a move. Well, that is cool because we still have today's candle. Watch this. It didn't, this is about to be good. If today's candle would have closed low where previous week's high was, that candle would have 100% engulfed the buyers. Does that make sense? But because it rejected, it still gives buyers some hope. Oh, I hope we understand that. Do we understand that? Because it didn't close at previous week's low, it still tells us that buyers still have a lifeline. Oh my God. I hope we understand that. Two different scenarios with these just two candles. If this, all right, Benton, don't go crazy, Benton. Let me draw this. If this candle would have been a whole candle, I'm just drawing bad. If this candle would have been a one red candle, so let me do it like this. Oh, this is gonna make sense. If that candle would have been that's a whole different situation. The reason being is because that tells us sellers are in full control. No wicks allowed, right? That tells us they are in full control. But because we didn't see that and because we have wicks involved and because we see buyer rejection, it tells us that buyers still have hope. Now, let me do this to help y'all see it. See, I'm gonna go in and out for y'all. That might look a little better for you, right? You feel me? You feel me? So that would mean that would be two completely different situations. And it's the subtle things like that that help us understand so watch this. If you ever saw some of the tapes where they say Terrence, and they show some of the defensive tactics that take place in the boxing match where they say, like, Terrence Crawford threw this, and Canelo blocked with this, and then Bud threw this, and Canelo threw this, and then Bud blocked it with his elbow, and then came over the top. You like, damn, I saw that, but I didn't really see it like that in the fight. They showing you the nuances that happen inside of the fight. That's what we just doing right here. If that candle would have closed all the way down, that's a completely different situation. Does that make sense? If the sellers would have closed that and not rejected it, then it would have totally engulfed the buyers, and that means that tells us something completely different. Okay, let me take it off the dark mode now. Get out of here, Sean. Leave me alone. I was just doing that to set an example. All right, so now we go to the one that I'm going to make the most sense out of, and then we're going to go about our business because Benton back there probably punching the air, and Jose back there trying to keep him calm. Jose is saying, let him cook, bro. Let him cook, bro. And Benton saying, we got to be on time. So I know what's going on. I know what's going on with the squad. All right, so let's get into this right quick, y'all, so we can go about our business. All right, y'all ready to rock out on this 1 hour right quick? All right, so here we go. Again, this is me just not trying to be super in-depth. It's just me giving you an idea of what we see, what can happen, what can go on, and so we're going to work from there. So let's go. So what we see right here out the gate, we see the SPY is sitting right at an all-time high, right? And because it's sitting at all-time high, here's the first thing I want to do when we get on here. Watch this, y'all. We're going to do two things, but we're going to box them differently. First thing you're going to do, we see our previous day high and our previous day low. We got that, but if we notice something, here's what we know. This is why this is easy for us to do right here. And once you start doing stuff like this, it's not hard for you to see. Look at that. Previous day high, previous day low, and we're going to go right. If we box it up the right way, it'll actually put us right here, if we being honest. Previous day high, previous day low, puts us right there. What do we see right there, y'all? We see consolidation right there. Now, we got a candle that did we see the red candle in the middle. We see it opened and it pressed back down, so it stayed in that range, right? It stayed in that range, didn't break it. Now, here's what we do know. Tomorrow, we have a big event. So one or two things going to happen tomorrow. Watch this. One or two things going to happen tomorrow. And y'all can mark me on this one. We either going to get something like this, or we going to get something like this. It's probably going to be about 2 o'clock. One or two things going to happen tomorrow. Now, here's what I will tell you. It's not going to happen out the gate. After the decision is made, there's going to be a knee-jerk reaction, and then there's going to be the real move. What we got to do is be patient enough not to react on the knee-jerk reaction, but see what the real move is. Oh, my God, I hope we see it, y'all. I hope y'all hear what I'm saying. There's a knee-jerk reaction, like 25 points. Boom, ha, because everybody sit with their hand on the buzzer. Everybody sit with their hand on the button. Everybody waiting on the rate cut. They want to press it, right? Because of the rate cut. There's somebody, there's 1,000,001 people sitting with their hand on a button to say buy or sell. There's a knee-jerk reaction that's going to happen. And then about 15 minutes after that, you'll see the real move happen. So here's what I want us to say. Tomorrow, be mindful of what the hell you doing. Tomorrow, chill. Chill. Unless you're a day trader or a scalper, chill. Day trader, scalpers, that's my sniper people. Do what you do. My swing traders, my leapers, give it a second. All right? So, what the hell am I thing with that? God, how the hell I get on XLK? Oh, shit. I wonder how the hell I got on XLK. I was on SPY. So that's it. Tomorrow, the market will break the box. It will break out of the box. So what we got to do is, let's talk about this for a second. All right, let's walk through what we see. We're going to walk through what we see. All right, so let's get into it. So this all-time high tells us that there is a strong uptrend. We see that, but then we do see the consolidation, right? It's boxed in, but now here's the boxing. The boxing is between previous day's high and previous day's low, previous week high also, right? So we boxed in. Now, I want to show you something. This entire move is above the 20-day SMA. We like that, which tells us buyers are in control. We like that. But I want you to see something. Y'all see where I got this box filled in at? That is an imbalance that's happening right there. What do we know about those? The market will always find what? Some money. is hunting new money all the time. Now, let me write this out for y'all right quick. I want you to understand something. Watch this. There's money sitting right here. There's a bunch of stops sitting right up there. Why? Because it's all-time high. So the market, there's people in the market waiting for the market to do this. Watch what I'm about to tell you. Book, take some money, book. Use the old all-time high as a what? Something to bounce off, or the box as something to bounce off previous day, and then do that. So be mindful. It can bounce above all-time highs. Take those stops, because they got money sitting right there. They got money sitting right there. It can take that money and then come back down and then bounce back up. Those type of things can happen. All right? So what I want us to see is, as long as we on top of that 159, I'm not tripping. But I want to go a little further with y'all right quick. Watch this. Watch this. This whole move comes from here. So here's what we do. We go all-time high. We figure out where is the medium range, the 50% mark from the swing low to the high. Now, you could come all the way down to 151, but this current move is based off this 153 move, right? So we know is 157.74 is the halfway point. So for us, here's what I want us to understand. Watch what I'm about to say here. As long as we above that, buyers are in control. As long as we're above that, we still got buyers in control. If we break that, we got an issue. Because now we've retraced 50% from the all-time high, and now we fell lower. And the place where I'd probably go from there, new money. So we just need to be mindful. Now watch this. This is what I'm going to help you understand too. There's also quad winching after that. So you got quad winching Friday. So there's a lot of things happening at one time. And this is why I'm saying, just be careful here. All right? So we neutral to bullish, which is cool, simply because, watch this, y'all, we're holding above the previous week's high and refusing to break. So the buyers are really holding themselves up. The sellers can't really break them down. Think about a boxing match. Body blow, body blow, body blow. But what happened? The buyers are still saying, I'm here. I'm here. So it's a lot of things happening, and I don't want us to just get caught up in that. So the market is structured. We see, what the hell am I keep going to XLK for? All right, so I just want us to understand that, right? Are we locked in with what I'm saying? Are we cool with that? Are we cool with that? Do we understand what's going on and what's being said right here, y'all? And if we could do that, I'm all right. If we can do that, I'm pressing that. We all right. So all I want to say is, as long as we above 559, as long as we're above the previous day high of 559.11, I'm not mad at it. We break down and we get into it. Now I want to show you something right quick because I don't want to miss this. I'm going to take some stuff off the chart. I'm going to just take all this off the chart right quick. I want you to see something. I just want you to do one thing. Focus on this. I just want you to focus on that. And then I want you to focus on this. $559.11. Previous all-time high that was rejected. Then we gapped up. Remember what I told you? There had to have a gap up for it to jump on top of that. And then I want you to look at this. $567.68. That means the market from here has retraced 50%. That's all I want you to focus on. If we come there, your goal, you can buy it again here. If it doesn't come down, this is your golden zone. If it breaks 618, you know we probably gonna come here. Why? Because you won't respect that guy. After that, I'm good. Keep it simple. You ain't got to go too much. Let's just keep it simple. Come back, watch it. And if we do this, don't be afraid if we come here, snatch these orders, come back down. That's the knee-jerk reaction. The knee-jerk reaction is come here, snatch them stop losses right there, come back down, and then do what? Might come down to here, come in here, come back up. All right, so just be mindful. Just be mindful. All right, let's go. I'm off it. I'm off it. Ben, I'm off it. I'm off it, Ben. I'm off it, Ben. I'm closing it. I ain't going back to it. So there we go. There we go. I know.
You say that until somebody on 1-800 asks you a question about
I'm not getting on it no more. All right, there we go. I just had to walk my people through something serious that's coming up tomorrow, man. You know what I'm saying? It's important that we see that because I don't want to walk in here and George be like, hey, man, what the hell happened, bro? You know, George be on the charts right now, y'all, and he be getting on my damn nerve. And not in a bad way, in a good way. Because I know he paying attention. All right? So, all right, let's get to it, man. All right, man, I want to say something right quick, man. Shout out to my girl, man. Listen, this segment, as we move forward, is sponsored to you by NN Body. That's right, NN Body. Like, they got something going on right now, man. My girl, NN Body, RX exclusives. Level up your health and your hustle. Listen to me. She's giving you 10% off with your email, a free ebook, and a free meal plan. Listen to me right here. Listen to me right here. I use this every morning. I take a NutriBurst, and every night, so I do two things. I mix the watermelon tea with the tropical punch tea. I drink it at night. By the time I get up in the morning, empty stomach, I'm going off my business. I take it at nighttime. I take it at night at 10. I take it at nighttime at about 10 o'clock. I've been doing this, so watch this. People are like, Trap, bro, you look like you're losing weight, dog. Like, I'm like, bro, I take this religiously. Real talk, when you take the orange, the NutriBurst, it's like eating 10 salads.
Yeah, I eat that.
So at first I was like, man, I'm not taking that stuff, babe, you tripping. And then I realized, first of all, it's not nasty. So I'm like, all right, so I take the little packet. I do this every morning. I take the little packet, boop. After I take the little packet, at nighttime, I take the watermelon and the tropical punch. I mix it in some water, drink it. I get up in the morning, bathroom. I'm good. I'm telling you, I've been doing it now. That, with working out, I'm good. If you need some energy, them NRG pills is like being on crack.
You know, she gave me one of them drinks. She was like, oh, you need to take
Yo, the NRG pills is like being on crack.
Yeah, I ran up a mountain.
Listen, the NRG pills is like being on crack. I'm talking about you wired for about 3 hours. So if you need some energy, hey, it's like, and I mean, it's like being on crack, man. So definitely, man, check that out, Jose. Put the link in there for that. We got a link for Jose? Put the link in there for that. So she's giving you a free ebook. She's giving you 10% off, and she's giving you a free meal plan. You do not crash? Nope, I do not crash. I have never crashed on it. It was good energy, man. Real talk, and I'm not gonna lie. I mix it. I take 2 of them. I put the watermelon with the fruit punch. It's a done. Like, you using that bathroom in the morning. I take it at 10 o'clock every night. 10 o'clock, get up in the morning, bathroom, empty stomach. You weigh yourself, you're like, bet. I work out, it's good. So check that out. You better want to be awake because it's going to get That's why I take it at nighttime. So if you, but for real, the orange pack is truly like taking, the 10 salads thing kind of threw me off until I read it and I thought, like, oh, that's 10 salads? I'm not eating 10 salads in a day. definitely not eating 10 salads in a day. So let me just take this little packet right here. So there you go. Somebody said, man, she gave me an NRG and it worked. What it tastes like is the orange pack actually tastes like orange juice.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. So I was like, babe, I'm not taking that stuff, man. That stuff nasty. But the orange pack actually tastes like, the orange pack, you take one a day, it actually tastes like orange juice. And when you mix the watermelon with the fruit punch, it tastes like some type of, I'm gonna tell you why I messed up at. I started drinking them like it was my drink.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So at nighttime, I would drink it like it really tastes good. It don't taste all bittery and stuff. And so, yeah, man. And summertime when you see me on Trapping Tuesdays hype, is because I done took 2 of them damn NRG pills.
They got some down under there, too. There's some under the desk.
They might got some down here under the desk.
Do.
Sure do, look.
You're right.
Y'all think I'm playing?
Yeah. I saw them.
With 2 left.
Right, 2 left.
So, man, get that. Order you some, man. So, there you is. Don't even mind me, Lord. That's a fact. So, go ahead, get you some. Shout out to my girl, man. No code needed. Lock in, man. So, let's get it, man. Let's go. So, let's see what the people want to talk about. We got 3,500 people in the chat. Let's go. All right, so shout out to my people, man. Trappers and my Patreon. Shout out to my Trappers Anonymous people too. So we in this AMAT play, y'all. So let me tell y'all something I did today. I did some of the AMAT play today toward the end of the day. So when we bought the AMAT play, we bought it, it was like $14. I was telling Sean when I looked at it. Maybe like $3.45, I was out here talking to Sean. And I said, bruh, these premiums are $2 right now. I said, this play is out to December. I said, it won't hurt me to average down on this. With September, October, November, December, 3 months. I got 90 days. I said, Sean, I'm about to average down. So I said, damn, the premium is $2.89. So as I'm putting the contracts in, now I will say this, it's not normal for people to just do this, and I don't always suggest this. And I was telling Sean, I only do this when I know I got 3, 4, 5, or 6 months left on a contract. I don't do this if I'm down like a month or something like that. What I did was, I bought 100 contracts. It was $2.89. I bought 100 contracts. It took my buy-in price from $14 to how much, Sean? $6.89. Huh? Yeah. So what that does is, y'all, I want you to, so when you buying options, one of the things that people don't tell you is that, let me give you 2 situations with this. First situation is this. If you roll the option down, you actually take that loss. And then they take what's remaining and add it to the new set of contracts that you buy. If you average your options down, you cannot change the date. You cannot change the strike price. You have to take it as it is. Now, here's the thing. You're adding more money to a losing position. But you're bringing, so one of the things I do in the Patreon, I always tell them, here's the price I bought it at. Because what happens is, watch this, the premium is what's, nobody talks about this. The premium is what your options is what makes you money. If your premium is decreasing, meaning we paid $14 for it and it's $2, that's what tell us how much we losing per contract. Right? If we paid $14 for it and now it's $2, that's telling us we are losing that. We're losing about $12 per contract. So you're losing about $12 per share per 100. Because there's 100 shares that make a contract. So watch this. You pay attention to your premium. All the other stuff is fine. You pay attention to your premium. So what we did was, When I bought 100 contracts, it brought my premium from $14 to $6. So now, if between now and December, if our premium gets to about $12 or $10 or $9, it can actually soak this $64,000 down. Because now, instead of having to wait until it get to $14 to try to start breaking even, now, once my premium gets to about $6, I'm already gonna start making money. Does that make sense to what I'm saying? Is that making sense? So now, if AMAT gets to, let's say AMAT gets to $8, if my premium, if they start selling these same contracts for $8, I'll then be making $2 per share for 100 shares per contract. Does that make sense? Now, here's the bad side of that. If this goes down to $1, then I only added more losses to that. Does that make sense? Right? So if the AMAT shares start to fall and then this same contract starts selling for $1, then you've added on. So you got to measure that gamble. You got to measure that. It has to be a strategic position. The only reason I went with it, I was like, yo, this is a huge discount. Like, but it is a losing position, but I got 90 days. You feel what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, I got 90 days. Can we go from 2 to 8? 2 to 8, 8 puts me in position. 8 eats up this 64. Does that make sense to what I'm saying? So you got to be, I don't want to use it to you in a bad situation because I don't want y'all to start now being in losing positions and you just throwing money in it thinking, hey, I'm going to just average down. No, because if it's in a downtrend, then you dead. And you don't got enough time. So I only went in because I said, hey, I got 90 days left on this play. It has been, turning up slightly. And so I was willing to position myself to do that. So I just wanted to be honest with y'all on what I did with that. And I told my Patreon, but I didn't do it to about freaking, what it was, Sean, like 350, something like that by the time I did it. Now, the thing about this, if you in a Patreon, I didn't want you to start a new position in the 210 call. If you're going to get in position and don't do the December 19, you would move it out. Or if you want to do the December call, I would probably move it way up to like 180 or something like that, 175, whatever is that like that. I didn't want you, and I had to tell George that, George, like, man, I said, no, George. I wouldn't want you to get in the 210 call for December. Right? If you're going to get in the 210 call, I wouldn't even want you to get in the 210 call. I would actually look at the chart right now and see where would be a better place to get in if you wanted to get in it. So that was kind of the idea of what we doing with that, right? So let's go a little further, man. All right, so ASML, one of the ones we got in Friday. We got in that Friday, and it took off. Took off yesterday, took off today. I'll be honest, I'm thinking about taking profit on this. I'm thinking about taking, because it done blasted past all-time high, blasted past it again today. You know there's going to be some type of pullback on it. I think we up 60-something%. I'm okay with I'm okay. I want to see what tomorrow does. I'm going to read the chart really, really good. Hopefully we don't just get a bottom out overnight, but I know the market is going to be real. I wasn't even mad at the market being close range today because I know what everybody doing. They positioning for tomorrow. And people, they sitting on the buy sell button tomorrow. So I'm mindful of that. So we got an ASML Friday. Killer. Went crazy on it. All right, so next we got our Costco play. Costco really been playing with our feelings lately. It's really just been navigating in the same range. Really been pissing me off, but it's okay. Friday, we also put a play in for Goldman Sachs. I just think that everybody is playing it really, really tight. It's just playing it really, really tight going into tomorrow. Because the question is not, do we get 25 or 50? I mean, the question is not, do we get a rate cut or not? At least I don't feel like it. I feel like the real question is, do we get 25 or 50? I think that's the real question. All right, next on the list is Meta. We've been in the Meta play for a minute. We got the $800 call on it. Meta came out smoking the last part of the day. It really just turned up on us. I'm gonna be real with you. Meta is one of these plays that if there's ever a play If KT said Costco. If there's ever a play that I feel like I would never panic on, no matter what, it's Meta. I just believe in Mark Zuckerberg. I believe in what he's doing. I believe in the rebranding. And there's nothing like a man who is willing to pay almost $1 billion for 8 people. 200 million of you, 150 million, you get 100 million, you get 100 million, you get 200 million. That tells me somebody who is building for the future, y'all. And I'm gonna always go heavy on Meta every time. It's one of the ones that I never panic on. Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, Meta could be down, I could be down 75%. I'm gonna be like, hey, I ain't tripping. Cause you'll wake up one day and he'll be up $80. It's just built like that, you know what I'm saying? Now, of course, every stock gonna go through its ups and downs, but and I'm gonna be real with you. Goldman Sachs, I'm the same way. There's a few players. Goldman Sachs and Meta are 2 companies I just feel like that all the time. They'll never let you down. And here's the thing about those 2 companies. I'm gonna be real with you. When you miss them, you'll look at them run for 6 days in a row and be like, damn. When you miss them, they run for 6. I watched Meta run one time for 13 days straight. I said, God, but we was in it. And I was like, boy, that's hell trying to get back in there. Remember what we like? Basketballs, not donuts. You know what I'm saying? So Meta is one of them ones, man, like when you miss it, you got to just be watching it. Because when it pulls back, it'll give you a 2-3 day. And if you don't get it, it's going back up for another week. So Meta is one of them ones I like. All right, let's go a little further. Netflix, man, I'm not gonna lie. I really thought Netflix was gonna give me a better, I thought it was gonna do better than what it did for me. And here's why. They did such a great job for that boxing match. I thought the market was gonna applaud them a little bit better than what they did. You feel what I'm saying? I thought the market was gonna give them like more game for what they did. They just added 30 million new subscribers just for that. We'll get into some more stuff they doing, but 30 million subscribers. They now have 301 million people subscribed to Netflix, yo. Like, I just thought the market was gonna be like, yo, they out of here, but the market really didn't. I'm just like, I'm kind of disturbed by that. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of disturbed by that. Somebody said Meta was my first 5-figure play.
Whoop-de-doo.
Hey, Queen, man, salute to you for that. T-Money, salute to you for that. I'm just playing. 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 I appreciate you. Listen, I love when my people get them 5 figures out the market, man. Jose, why you give me that? Why you give me that? Why you give me that? Because not even like, Trap, NC, inconsiderate. I'm playing. I am playing. I am playing, Queen. I appreciate that. I love it. I know what that's like to go get 5 figures out that market. You know what I'm saying? So please, I'm not being inconsiderate. I freaking love that you ain't got that money out there. She said you ain't shit, Trap. For that, I'm gonna flush myself. I'm gonna flush myself. I'm gonna flush myself. I'm gonna flush myself. I ain't shit for that. I'm gonna keep it real. I ain't shit for that. I see money. I got love for you, family. You've been loyal to me for a long time. You've been loyal to me for a long time. Jose, why you give me that? Why you give me that shit? All right, let's go a little further. All right, so we got Oracle. We got NVIDIA. I don't understand. So yesterday they shook off the China news. China said that NVIDIA had broke some policy, but they shook it off. Yesterday they had a good little rally toward the end of the day. That was good. Today they right back. They just trading there. I don't understand what's going on with them, but you know, NVIDIA one of them ones, when they pop out, they pop out. I think we still some March play. We may average down on that a little bit, so we'll see what that look like. We got a long ride on that, so we all right. Oracle, TikTok news came out on that. We did really good on that. I like it. We banged out for that. We got in it Friday, late Friday. So that came out really, really good. PANW, shout out to all my people in the Patreon. PANW, it's been turning up. Wait up, I'm not gonna even say that, because last time I said that shit about PANW, we was up about 18 grand, slid back down on us. I'm like, hey, we ain't giving it no props. So, PANW.
Whoop-de-doo.
Nobody care about what you got going on. Palantir, 195 called December. I think we'll be all right. Spotify, I'm glad I sold the other play, got that $5,000 from that play. I like it. I still like Spotify for December. I think we'll be all right. And here's what I noticed. Spotify and Netflix moved together. Spotify and Netflix moved together. Even though they on two separate ends of the streaming platform until today. They got some news we're gonna drop about Netflix, but they moved together, and I've noticed that. Let's go a little further. All right, then we got Tesla, man. We had a great time with Tesla. We got in Friday, and let me tell y'all why we got in Friday. We got in Friday because if you go look at the daily chart, you'll see Thursday you had a huge bullish candle with 0 wicks involved, which tells us when you have no upper wicks, that means there was no rejection on that candle. So because we had no rejection on that, that probably is a good sign that the next day, it'll be at least a similar or close to continuation of that. And literally, we got in Friday, and it's something I rarely do. I got in that thing open and bail. Very rarely do I get in a call in the, like, open and bail. But because I saw that long green wick, and I mean that long green candle, I said, hey, there's no sellers right here. There's no sellers right here. I jumped in it, and it exploded. We came back Monday. It exploded. Talk about buying something. It exploded. It cooled off a little bit. So there we go. UNH kind of let me down a little bit, but we all right. And then that was a new play we got in. UNH kind of let us down a little bit. But I'm thinking about, I'm going to watch that a little bit. I talked to Sean about something the day I saw on that, so I'll watch that a little bit. So, yeah. So, and then we got Visa. Just Visa being Visa. So that's what we got right now. You want to come join the Patreon? Let's get it. I want to do something right quick before we go a little further. I want to put a spotlight on 2 of my Patreon members, man. One is my guy, M Stars, the brand, my guy, Carolina Blue. He put this post up. He tagged me. He said, hey, Trap, I'm a certified trapper, bro. He made $5,000 on our Tesla call. So shout out to you, 103%. Shout out to you, man. I think he made it a little bit shorter. And he had a SPY call, too, as well, that he's up on. He got some NVIDIA and some. So I just want to shout out to you, man. Salute. Keep killing it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, bro. We've been rocking for a long time. Every time you see me, you always tell me the same thing. Hey, Trap, I was down to my last money. I was getting out the street. I love you, dog. I don't care what I know. So I respect you, bro. I salute you, bro. Shout out to my guy, Carolina Blue, man. Let's go a little further. Shout out my guy, and I didn't want to put his name up here because that was important. He said, Trap, we started this account. He sent me this the other day. He said, Trap, I started this account with a little over $3,000. Almost 900-fold on my return. Never added another dime. Just recycled the money using your option strategy. The funny part is I still quite don't understand it, but it makes it even more amazing. I appreciate all you do for us, man. Thank you, bro. And I said, bro, I'm so damn proud of you. I just think there's a moment where you feel like, you know what? You know, I'm going to just follow the blueprint. And I'll be honest with you, I appreciate people for trusting the process and trusting me during the ups and downs. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not going to go undefeated. But to be able to stick through the process and lock in. Carolina Blue said, my last ain't my last no more. Salute to you, family. And so I just appreciate that. I appreciate that, and I'm proud of that, man. Just imagine starting the game with me. Well, that could be, you don't know if that could be anything, you know what I'm saying? But salute to the king, man. He said, hey, bro, I started with $3,000, bro. To go from 3,000 to 34,000 is just phenomenal, getting it out the market. So just salute to that king, man. So I just want to start highlighting some of my people that just get money in the options market because I just think it's pivotal to see. I think when people look at me, I hate to say it like this, and I don't want to sound arrogant or nothing like that, but I think when people look at me, they kind of like expect me to win, or they expect me to put these big numbers up, win, lose, or draw. But I think it's a different thing when you see somebody say, bro, I started with $3,000 and turned it to 34 grand, right? You see somebody say, hey, bro, I made $5,000 off this play. Or you see somebody say, hey, bro, I made 15,000, bro. So I just think it's a different type of energy. And so and I hope they don't mind, you know what I'm saying, just shouting people out. So anyway, let's go a little further, man. LaShawn, you shit, yeah, I still like that shit. AJG. And look, I'm really getting smoked. Look at Sprouts Farmers Market down there. I was down 400, now it's at 5,000. Really getting smoked on that bitch, right? Costco, CrowdStrike has now turned around. Done took my money on the 2 option plays, killed me out, and not turned around. Been on a rally, you hear me? CrowdStrike is up, CVLT is up, Goldman Sachs up, Meta is up, Netflix, NVIDIA, Palantir. Sean, we up 22% on the year. We was at 25% not long ago, but we not mad at that. I'm thinking we probably can end the year up maybe 30% on the year. Not mad at that, 10 stocks, let's go. All right, let's get into it, man. Let's go. All right, let's get into some data. Some data to get in. Word on the street, man. Here we go, man. So Trump has finally said, yo, we got a deal for TikTok. Now, the thing about that I really think is kind of, I don't want to say weird and I don't want to say odd, is, you know, I wrote this down. The deadline was September the 17th on this. Right, and as we know right now, TikTok has been a huge thing. Now, the thing about TikTok is this, and I'll be real with you. The thing about TikTok is this. It's the algorithm of TikTok that is so beneficial. It's the algorithm. It's the way that they do something. It's the one thing Mark Zuckerberg couldn't replicate, right? And that's the sweet sauce of TikTok. The sweet sauce in TikTok is the way that they get content in front of people. Right, now, we'll never understand it, like some brilliant people will, but that's the science behind it. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. As of right now, Mark Zuckerberg has 3.7 billion people, so almost half the world is on his platform. I want to say right now, TikTok is almost at 1 billion people or somewhere close in that area. They got a lot of people on their platform, yo. And so one of the things that America was trying to do was say, yo, you can't own that algorithm over here, right? Because there was a significant difference. All my TikTok people, I'm not tripping, but there was a significant difference in what TikTok was showing Americans and what it was showing people in China. It's a huge difference in the things that they were showing them. And you know, people always say, well, in America, y'all show us this and that. Well, you know how I go, man. I can do it, but nobody else can't do it. You know what I'm saying? You just know how I go, man. So, and it may sound crazy, it may sound weird, it may sound funny, but that's just the way it is, right? It's just the way it is, right? And I can almost promise you that and I don't mean no harm by this, but your data in Chinese hands is scary. I'm just telling you.
Invaluable.
Especially because when I was in China, I realized, watch this, Jose, there were parts of China I was in, ChatGPT could not be used. When I was in a hotel, I couldn't use it for some reason. So when I was in Guangzhou, it was hard for me to use it. But when I went to Fushan, I was able to, no, when I was in Fushan, I couldn't use it. But when I was in Guangzhou, I was able to use it. I didn't even realize, I said, wait. Then we went to another part, and I couldn't use it. So I was like, oh, so there's parts of China where you can't, like, it's like you can't use it. So I was like, that's interesting. And then the same thing with Instagram. There were parts of China where it would say, this is blocked here. Like Netflix was blocked. Amazon Prime, blocked. Certain parts of my Instagram couldn't go through. It was like, it gave me a notification that said, certain pages will not be allowed. I was like, oh, this is crazy, right? So it was certain things that it wouldn't let me, like, it wouldn't tell me what it was, but it was like certain posts and certain pages is not allowed of it. And I just didn't understand it, but I get it. And I was like, damn, okay. Like I was trying to watch, like, YouTube Live, no good. I couldn't watch the market over there. That was one of the things that was like, damn, like I can't watch the market. My CNN thing, it was barely coming through. Like I was watching the market through Twitter over there, through X. I was watching live market updates because I follow people. So that's how I was catching market updates live. I was still able to trade, but that's another thing. I was like, yo, this is exhausting trying to figure this out over here like that. So that was interesting. And they just banned OnlyFans, which I'm gonna stay out of that, but they banned it, right? So it's interesting about this deal. Now, the thing about this deal is they say they have a framework for the deal, meaning how it's gonna go. But here's the thing. One of the reasons that Oracle is really running is because I don't know if you knew it or not, but TikTok is on the Oracle cloud. TikTok is on the Oracle cloud, which is good for Oracle. Now, the next part of that, what they're saying is Oracle also has an attempt to be a part of it. So right now, here it is. The Chinese have reached a framework agreement in Madrid to enable TikTok to keep the operating in the U.S., potentially transfer control to an American entity. Meaning, there's some American companies that are now saying, yo, here's how you keep it over here. Now, Oracle is expected to play an essential role in the deal, continuing to use user data under the Project Texas cloud infrastructure. With negotiations ongoing, President Trump and Xi are due to formalize an agreement soon. That plus, they're saying a trade deal could be on the way. Now, they did extend that deal until December. But those are some things that's on the way, which can be interesting, Jose. Let's go a little further into that.
We have a framework for a TikTok deal. The two leaders, President Trump and Party Chair Xi, will speak on Friday to complete the deal. We had very good discussions. We preferred to keep the discussions on TikTok. We will be holding trade negotiations in about a month again. We talked about many things that we might do in the future.
So, I don't know if nobody else thinks this, but I like when Scott Besson talk. I like when Scott Besson talk. The reason why I like when Scott Besson talk is he know how to talk to the market. I do not like when Peter Navarro talk. He's an idiot. And I don't mean that in a bad way. He just be on some bully the market, and you can't do that. You gotta know how to, you gotta sweet talk the market. Right? You gotta finesse them. You can't be telling the market, we ain't doing no deals. We want it all. The market gonna sell off. Scott Besson, I want you to watch this. If we really pay attention to it, Jose, watch this. Ever since Donald Trump put Scott Besson on the TV and took Peter Navarro off, the market has rallied.
We gotta check the timeline for that.
Check the timeline.
Check the timeline.
Remember, in the beginning, it was Peter Navarro, and I forgot the other guy. Every time they would get on the TV, bro, they was just sending the market down. Like, every time they got on TV, I would be like, oh, my God. But ever since Scott Besson got in office with Trump and started talking to the market, the market started going up. And I told y'all this long time ago. Remember, he studied under George Soros. And if you don't know who that is, go look it up. It is the man who single-handedly almost broke the Bank of England with one trade. One of the greatest trades of all time. I want one of them trades. I want one of them trades.
Break the bank.
I want one of them trades where they start coming look for me. I do. I do. I want one of them trades, bro. I want one of them trades. Like, hey, how the hell you did that? I want one of them trades. And you can't chase that trade. You got to see that trade. I want, kind of like my guy from The Biggest Short. He saw that trade. But watch this, pressure's a privilege. That trade was down on him for about 4 months. He had to lock the people in the hedge fund out. Go look at the movie The Big Short. He had to tell them, he had to lock them out, say, you cannot sell. Because if he had to sell one person's position, it would have offset the whole trade and he would have lost the whole fund. Because he was getting squeezed. Michael Buffer. No, what is his name? Michael, damn, I can't think his name. Damn, I can't think his name. It's on the tip of my tongue. Michael Burry. There we go. Thank you, fam. Michael Burry. I'm thinking, you ready to rumble? I was just saying that. But Michael Burry, he was in a, watch this, he was in a losing trade for about 4 to 6 months with like hundreds of millions of dollars. He had to lock his fund up and say, send the letter out, you can't get out. And everybody was like, we got to get out of this trade. We got to get out of this trade. He's like, he declining the calls for like 6 to 8 months, dog. I think 4 to 8 months. I forgot the timeline. But he was like, no, this market is about to crash, y'all. In the market, think about this. He short the market and the market keeps going up. I'm talking about all-time high, all-time high, all-time. The people are literally like, yo, we gotta get out of here. He literally sent letters saying, you can't get out, you stuck. Because if he sell anything, you collapse it. Now, mind you, watch this. When the market did collapse, everybody quadrupled their net worth. Because remember, it didn't collapse for one day. We was in that you was in that for about a year. Imagine being in a short in the market for a year. But watch this. In order to get that 1 year play, you had to suffer for 6 months. Woo.
That pressure.
The pressure is a privilege. Remember what we said? The diamond, the diamond gets to reappraise itself after the pressure has been applied. That boy sat in a losing trade for 4 to 6 months with hundreds of millions of dollars. Imagine that. That's gangster shit right there. I want to be in one of them plays, bro, where I don't want to say I bet the house on it, but I want to be in one of them trades that be like, yo, this one changed my life. That one trade made him an iconic trader. That one trade put his name in the history books forever. How much?
100 million for himself and 700 million for his clients.
Oh my God. How much he risked?
Let me see.
Michael Burry, he made that trade, made him himself $100 million, and he made his investors a total of $700 million. That means in total, he made $800 million on a play. But you had to suffer. Boy said he had headaches for days. Somebody say, Trap, I just want you to know how life-changing it has been since I started following you and started investing. My portfolio is up over 1,000% since October 23. I salute you, fam. Toxic D for man, I appreciate you so much, man. All right, let's go a little further. I don't want to be on that situation too long. All right, let's go. All right, watch this. Working for money versus working the money. So watch this. Watch how this blueprint goes, and I just want y'all to understand. Let me first say this too. If you keep, I want to change this narrative. When people in our community say, only our culture be beefing with money on the line. So it's not about Larry Ellison and Sam Altman. It's about Sam Altman and Elon Musk. Them boys is beefing at a high level. They both are billionaires. They beefing, they taking each other people, they trying to bankrupt each other company, they salting each other down on Instagram, on Twitter. I want you to understand that billionaires get into it all the time. I want you to understand that Mark Zuckerberg got on TV and said, Apple ain't shit. You ain't created nothing since 2015. Let me buy the company from you. As a matter of fact, if your people ain't even good over there. I just want you to understand that. I just want you to understand there was a point in time where two of the best traders in the world, Bill Ackman, Carl Icahn, got on CNBC and said, you don't even know nothing. You're pathetic. You're a loser. Your company trash. You don't know what you're doing. You should be barred from trading. On CNBC. You can go find it on YouTube right now. Billionaires. So I want y'all to stop saying only us. Nah, we don't have the luxury. It's different. We don't have the luxury of being able to do it without, but they on TV. They not just on Insta, they on CNBC, fussing. Go look it up. Go look it up. You don't even know what you're doing. I don't know why people give you their money. You don't know what you're doing. I don't know why people give you their money. You should be barred from trading. You're a loser. And then when he got in the play, he went short of the play that he got in and made $95 million. You're a loser. Yeah. That's why Bill Ackman lost $95 million on an Herbalife trade.
That beef pay a little bit better.
Huh?
That beef pay a little bit better.
That's a big old bomb, that Sean. Sean said that beef pay a little bit better, a lot bit better. So I just wanted to say that. All right, so watch how this money work though, y'all. Working for money versus working the money. Watch how these people work the money. OpenAI signs a $300 billion GPU deal with Oracle. Watch this. Larry gains $100 billion in network and no GPUs get shipped. But then Larry invests in OpenAI's $1 trillion investment. So the same $300 billion, watch this, OpenAI signs a $1 billion deal with Oracle, right? So then Larry Ellison gains $100 billion in network. He goes crazy. Right, remember, the largest network we've seen in a day in a long time. What did he gain in one day? $119 billion. I did not say million. Let me say this again. I did not say he gained 100 million. His net worth went up 119 billion in a day. I need you to understand what I just said. After he missed earnings and missed revenue, but gave strong guidance. Okay? Then what Larry does is he said, okay, I'm going to invest in the $1 trillion round. Look how this money moving. Watch this. Then Sam uses the $300 billion to pay Larry. Larry's stock jumps again. And he gonna make another $100 billion. And then Larry then invests again in OpenAI. Yeah. I need y'all to just listen to that again. Because y'all think I'm making this shit up. Y'all think I'm making this shit up. Okay, let's just read that. Okay, let's just run this scenario again because I need you to understand how they be playing this money. It's a billionaire's game. But also, it's a money game. I want you to understand something. Larry Ellison owns 41% of Oracle. Watch this. He only sells Oracle stock to pay taxes. That's the only time he sells Oracle stock, to pay taxes. Other than that, watch what he does. Watch what he does. He gets a loan on the stocks to buy islands, to buy his house, and to buy yachts.
Whoop-de-doo.
I'll say that again. He has only sold shares to pay taxes. Because you got capital gains. He's a billionaire. So instead of him going in his bank account, he said, all right, so watch this. That's a good question, Sean. So every year he has some taxes that he got to pay, some kind of taxes. It ain't a lot. But he said, you know what? For the times I do got to pay taxes, watch this. I'm going to sell some shares, but watch this, to pay the taxes. But remember, when I cash out the shares, what happens? There's a capital gains tax tied to that. So then I'm a take a loan out on the shares. Watch this, bruh. When you take a loan, you do not have to pay taxes on the loan. You only pay on whatever the loan makes.
So my question is, why could he take a loan out to pay the taxes?
You could. But what happens is, because the stocks appreciate so much, you only taking that off the initial profit. Now remember, here's what he does. He doesn't pay himself a huge salary. He pays himself through stock compensation. Oh my God.
It's a totally different game right here.
It's a different game. And then watch this. Well, somebody took it out of my mouth. Then you get to deduct the interest on it. So he can go buy an island, loan it, and then watch this. The island ain't making no money. So I get to write the island off as a loss. Oh my God. And then I can go buy so he bought a yacht and a jet. Guess what he gonna do with that? That don't go in his name. Guess what that go in? Company name. That's why I keep telling people, listen, I get it. You go follow the tax guys and they say, hey, buy this truck as a tax write-off. At a certain level, the truck don't do nothing for me. A $6,000 vehicle does nothing for me, fam. The IRS gonna look at me and say, all right, and what? And I'm just 6,000 pounds, and I'm not even saying that in a bad way. There's levels to the tax game, y'all. There's levels to it. And I'm not gonna lie, when I be sitting down talking to the people with that money, I just be like, bruh, what? I be like, yo, this so, I get it. Well, first of all, I see why people get robbed. I see why billionaires and millionaires get robbed. Because there's people that talk a money language that the average person don't know. You may be good at business, but you gotta go find somebody that's really good at understanding that money language. Because if you don't understand that money language, it's a whole different game. And you'll get lost in it. You'll be saying yes to some shit that's about to bankrupt you. You don't even know. Be like, yeah, I'm good. It's a whole different ball game, y'all. So just think about that. So let's just run it again. Listen. OpenAI signs a $300 billion deal with Oracle. When they sign a deal, Larry's net worth go up. Then Larry invests in OpenAI's $1 trillion round. Then Sam Altman uses the $300 billion to pay. So watch this. From the investments in the $1 trillion round, Sam takes the money to pay Oracle with it. Oracle stocks jumps up, and then Larry makes another $100 million, and then Larry then invests back in OpenAI with the money he just made. Let's go further, man. I'm not about to keep playing with them with this, man. This is insane right here. Let's go a little further. All right. Trump just shook Wall Street. So I'm gonna Trump is saying that he won't prioritize, like he got a proposal saying that quarterly earnings, he don't want to do quarterly earnings no more. He won't go to every 6 months. Now, companies have been reporting quarterly earnings since 1970. I'm gonna tell you something. If this happens, I promise you 100% the stock market gonna change forever. It's gonna change forever. And the reason why it's gonna change forever is because at this point, now there's not a frequent communication. There's no frequent communications. Since you're sharing less often, you have to talk to investors in other ways, which is updates and interviews to keep their trust. Now, the thing about that is, watch this. You can earn more over the long term because they're not gonna be as many disruptions, but in the short term, you gotta trust that this company is doing the right thing. What quarterly earnings do is keep you honest, for the most part. There's a thing called GAAP and non-GAAP accounting. General accounting practices, meaning this is the bare minimum of what you got to report to us. When you don't got to do that, but not every 90 days, every 6 months, man, you're going to be in trouble. And I'm going to tell you something. In my mind, I don't even think this is a Trump idea. I think when they all sat at that table and they had dinner last week, them big tech companies said, hey, bro, here's what we want. Here's what we need you to do for us, bro. As we about to get into this AI space, we know for a fact that they about to start making us report that this AI is making money. We ain't making the money off it right now. It's going to take us some time. So instead of us reporting every quarter, hey, push that out to twice a year, bro. What you think about it, Google? I agree. What you think about it, Apple? I agree. What you think about it? I agree. What you think about it? I agree too. So y'all agree? I agree too. I don't care about it. You know how hard it is for me to put all that paperwork every 90 days? Bro, I'm trying to get this AI going. I'm trying to get these robots going on. I'm trying to get these flying cars going around. I'm trying to get this AI infrastructure together. And nobody got time to report. That's the old way of doing things. We in a new era right now. And you know Trump, what he said? How much you gonna pay me? If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Let's think about it. The man net worth has increased by $3 billion since he's been in office. He ain't been in there but what? 9 months. Okay, let me show you a stat right quick. Benton, do this right quick before we go to the next one. Go to the top 6 companies right now. Watch this. Top 6 companies right now are worth $20 trillion. They always at the table.
And they got some scratch, though.
They always at the table. I wasn't in the room. I wasn't a fly on the wall. But here's what I do know. They always at the table. Not to mention, Google just tapped into the $3 trillion. 6 companies, $20 trillion. They all sitting at the table saying, hey, we going heavy on this AI. At some point, they going to start making us tell them how this AI is making money. We ain't there yet. I propose we only report twice a year. That give me 6 months to make something happen. I wasn't in the room, but I'm saying, if I don't got to report every night, you know how much it takes for me to report all my stuff every 90 days? That's a lot, but I'm used to it. But hey, you got that right? You got it? Hey, 9, that's all right, every 6 months? Oh, I got time. All right, 1-800-TRAPPER hotline, man. I ain't about to play with y'all no more, man. Let's go.
Yo, what's good, Trap? This is Brandon here. And I've been thinking a lot about what you said when the news is never random, especially when it's over the weekends or after hours when the market is closed. So my question is, are you saying that when the market is at all-time highs, that they will release news on purpose to tank the market, to fill stop losses, sweep liquidity, and fill orders at a cheaper price? Appreciate you and Jose for taking my question. Peace out, man.
Man, I feel like I know him from somewhere, bro. I don't know where. I feel like I know him from somewhere. Salute, family. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yep, 100%. So no news that comes out that affects the market is coincidental. Notice this. Watch this. Notice once the news came out that Warren Buffett bought United Healthcare, if you remember, there were two good articles that came out about United Healthcare back to back. Why? To push it back up. Notice when there's bad news, when the market is at a pivotal point, or a stock is at a pivotal point, notice there's always some type of news that comes out around that stock that's gonna either drive it up, push it down. No news is coincidental. Think about this. A while back, watch this. When NVIDIA went through the DeepSeek situation, it was going back. It was back running. DeepSeek came out, it flooded down. Then guess what happened? You had another piece of news came out about them losing some information to China, which doubled down on that. And then you had some other news came out. That's when Jen Wine started saying, hey, I'm not even about to do this no more. I'm about to start traveling my damn self. There's always some news that's gonna come out when the market is either right at an inflection point. Remember, that's why I tell us be mindful of, there's only a couple people I listen to on there. Dan Ives, Tom Lee, Josh Brown. Now watch what I'm about to say here, that's gonna be funny. I ain't worried about it. But those three, I listen to them. I listen to them because they don't be biased. Josh Brown gonna take his L. Hey, I was wrong on that, I ain't tripping. Steve Weissman be saying something crazy, but he'll try to justify, but he'll be like, I don't hear all that, you tripping. Farmer Jim just be making, I be laughing at Farmer Jim. Right? Rick Santelli be going crazy. But there's a few people I listen to because they just keep it 100. They just keep it 100. Melanie, I'm in and out. Not mad at her, but I'm in and out. You know what I'm saying? So, but that news is always a catalyst to something else. Like, remember when App Lovin' went down? Who the hell is Fuzzy Panda? Nobody even know who Fuzzy Panda was, but it killed the stock. It rallied back, but it killed it. Then some more news came out right behind it. Right? So there's always some news to pound, and so I'm always like that. So I'm always mindful of, that's why we always one tweet away. We one tweet away, we one news alert away. Always. Let's go a little further, man. Oh, man, you know Santa snapping no more. Listen, guys. Oh, man, Fannie Lou Hamer, man, we gotta love her. There's blood on that flag. I love hearing her say that. There's blood on that flag. Fannie Lou Hamer was a fearless civil rights leader who turned personal pain into national power. Born in Mississippi in 1917, she rose from sharecropping to challenging America's racial injustice. After being beaten for trying to vote, she co-founded the Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party and shook the 1964 Democratic Convention with her televised testimony. She later launched the Freedom Forum Corporation to fight for poverty and empowering black families economically. Her economic words, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, became a rally cry for liberation. Hamer's legacy lives on as a symbol of grassroots power, dignity, and resistance. Let's go. I just want y'all to understand something, y'all. This is real talk. We may think it's far away, but 1965 ain't that far away. You may think it's far away. I was looking at the thing from this weekend, and like my partner mama is Miss Ruby Bridges, right? The first little girl to be integrated in black schools in New Orleans. She's still alive. Huh? No, I thought I said black girl in New Orleans. Yeah, she was the first black kid to integrate schools, right? She's still alive in New Orleans. Ruby Bridges. Looking good. Second, the dude, I forgot his name, the famous picture of the whites only water fountain, still alive. So we still have people that's in their late 50s, 60s, 70s that are still here that went through this. I think the biggest thing of our generation right now is, in like Ashan's generation, and I'm not saying this as a bad thing, I'm just saying that we gotta find a way to make this right. There's gonna be a point in life, where they have no connection to who these people are. They're gonna have no connection to who a Fannie Lou Hamer is, who even a Malcolm X is, who a W.B. Du Bois, a Frederick Douglass. There'll be a moment where they won't know who these people are. And that's one of the most catastrophic things that can ever happen to our culture, when we forget what it took for us to get where we are now. When we forget what it took that a black man like myself, you wasn't able to buy the commercial real estate. Where a black man or a black woman like some of you that's looking at this, you wasn't able to invest in the stock market or buy real estate or vote. Imagine getting beat up because you wanted to vote. And we can have all these things in our head where we say, we should have stayed this, and we should have stayed segregated. We can say all that because we're looking at the world through our 2020 lens. We're looking at the world through our 2020 lens. We're not looking at the world through our 1940 lens. We're not looking at the world through our 1960 lens where we saying, bro, we just want to be treated as human beings. So we can look through the world and say, I would have stayed integrated, I segregated, we ain't need. Yeah, we looking at that through his lens. We ain't looking at it through the lens where I just seen my best friend get lynched. Or me and my partner in a car and we can't, these white Caucasian men did this. We ain't looking at it through the lens where we saw a young boy by the name of Emmett Till get beat up like that and tied to a 18-wheeler tire and at the bottom of a river. We ain't looking at it through that lens. We ain't looking at it through a lens where we walking through something, we see black men hanging from a tree, which they just recently saw, and with their genitals cut off though. We ain't looking at it through that lens. We ain't looking at it through the lens where we got a Fred Hampton and a Martin Luther King and a Malcolm X, and we see all of them get killed and hear about all of them getting assassinated. We not looking at it through that lens. We looking at it through this privileged ass 2025 lens where we can get on our phone and ask ChatGPT these questions and get on a TV and get on Instagram and make comments and have opinions about shit that don't even matter. And tear each other down about shit that don't even matter. And you can say, oh, Chap, you trying to be like Martin Luther King. No, I am trying to be Wall Street Travel. What I am saying is we make a lot of opinions about shit that we privileged for. We don't even get to do this if they don't struggle the way they struggle. We don't get to do this if people and our ancestors don't get sprayed down by goddamn hose pipes and bitten by dogs and all this. You saying what you would have did when right now, you ain't doing shit now. And I'm saying that as a whole. I'm saying that as a whole. So we can't be saying what we wouldn't have did. It took a hell of a fight, and that's why I always honor. And I fix my mouth before I even say what I wouldn't have done back then. Because I can't speak to what I would have done in the 60s with my 2025 or my 1982 born ass. But I do know this, and I can tell you this. I always tell myself, or if there's any kind of way that I could go back to the future, I would love to be born in the 60s and the 70s. Just to experience that type of togetherness, that type of, I think that's when we was the most powerful. Because we had people of our culture, of our era that really stood up and understood what it's like to fight for us, man. So I never take that for granted. And I think that's one of the biggest things that these next generations are gonna fall short on. I think that's one of the biggest things that they're gonna fall short on is because, and I'm speaking for myself as a whole, there's not enough of us that's willing to stand in the paint like that. I'm not discluding myself. I remember I told Jose, like, dog, I'm gonna die for this shit, dog. Because I faced that in so many different ways, but at the same time, somebody can even look at me and say, Trap, how can you say you for the people? You telling people go invest in the stock market? That's capitalism. You should be trying to preach socialism. How can you love Fred Hampton? He was about socialism. He wasn't about capitalism, Trap. That's an argument. In my mind, I'm like, bro, like this how we get out of there. In my mind, we use the market to get where we gotta go at, but at the same time, you feeding the same system that did what? Put us in the hole. So I'm not even mad at that argument if somebody was to tell me that. You feel me? That's understanding. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no pushback. I can only just try to give my idea of why I say let's go to the market. Like, I feel like we could go to the market, bro, because that's where we get money from, bro. We take the money from the market, bro. We build businesses. We take money from the market. We buy stuff. But if you say Trap, but you feeding the capitalism, you feeding the same thing, I would be like, bro, you are absolutely right, bro. And I got to find another way. Right? So I wouldn't be mad at you if that became the thing. But I also understand, bro, like, we cannot disregard the people, bro, that really gave their life, bro. We cannot do that. Because here's what we do know, bro, and I'm going to say this. This ain't coming from a racist perspective, and I think people like to call stuff racist when you speak from a non-biased this perspective. There's people every day fighting for white privilege. And that privilege looks different. That privilege looks different. It looks different because it looks like capitalism. It looks like lobbying. It looks like redlining. It looks like not giving you access to credit. Why you think we know one of the things that black investors fight for? Access to capital. Not just regular capital, but, hey, why we can't get in Silicon Valley like that? Bernard, right here. Bernard, you ever heard about how hard it is for people to get into them seed rounds? Listen, if you go look at them seed rounds, like before them companies go public, how hard it is for us to get in them rooms? That's how you protect white privilege. You know how hard it is, bro? You know, go look at the top 10 richest men in the world. Go find one of us. Get real hard. Look at wealthiest families in the world. Go find one of us. Go look at most successful businesses in the world. It's hard to find. We sprinkled in there. We there, but man, we so few and far in between. You know why? There's a million roadblocks to get up in that thing. That's why we feel like rapping is our way out. That's why we feel like entertainment is our way out. That's why we feel like being in sports is our way out, because a lot of times we feel like that's our only way out. But here's, and I'm not mad at that either. I'm not mad at what way you take to get out, as long as you ain't using the dope game to get out. Because I come from that too, and they lied to us about that. They lied to us about that. And so it's hard for us to get in them. Not impossible, but hard. So we can never, and I want us to stop saying, they would have had to kill me. They would have. They had no problem. No problem. Man, they would have had to kill me. I wouldn't have did it. They would have did it and then put you on the front page of the paper and then had their little kid touching you on your naked ass while you're hanging from the tree, taking a picture of you, black and white. They had no problem with it. They had no problem with it. So I'm always mindful of me not saying what I would or would not have done in 1920 and 1910, because you don't know the mindset right there. Wasn't no switches back then. Wasn't no banana clips back then. That's the only thing I don't think about this generation. And as we go forward is, that's why we take Certified Trapper of the Week. We can cut 1 million pieces of content that we not gonna use, but that Certified Trapper of the Week, it gotta go in there every week, because part of my thing and what I love is I like talking about this. I love it. You say, oh, Trap, you trying to sound like Martin Luther King? I can never sound. You trying to be like Malcolm? I can never sound like that. I just love it, because there's a Fannie Lou Hamer in all of us. There's a Malcolm X in all of us. There's a Bobby Seale in all of us. There's a Muhammad Ali in all of us. There's a Huey Newton in all of us. There's a Fred Hampton in all of us. There's a Frederick Douglass in all of us. There's a W.D. Du Bois in all of us. There's a Booker T. Washington in all of us. There's a Ida B. Wells in all of us. There's a Assata Shakur in all of us. There's an Angela Davis in all of us. There's a Madam C.J. Walker in all of us. Let's go a little further, man. Ben, don't get mad on me tonight, bro.
Yo, what's up, Trap? What's up, Trap? Thank you, Jose, for taking my question. Hey, yo, Trap, I got 2 quick questions for you. I've been searching the internet. I can't seem to find out how you customize your order blocks the way you do and have the number off to the right. So I want to see if you could explain that. Another thing too, I'm having trouble like when a stock gap up, I'm having trouble to see if I should take a trade when it gaps up. So I wanted to see if you could like, how do you trust it? Like what's your intuition? You understand what I'm saying? Thanks, Trap.
Miguel, what's good, brother? Love it. So let me answer the second question first. You want to, until you've built that intuition up, only trade what you see. Right? Until you have built the intuition up, only trade what you see. Don't trade what you feel. Oof. Oof. My God. My God. Until you have built that arsenal up, only trade what you see, never trade what you feel. Trading what you feel will hurt you so many times because you haven't built up the eye-heart connection to the chart. Oh, that's a clip right there. My God. My God. Right? And the reason why I say that, because what you feel is deception. What you feel is greed. Right? You're in every trade, you're always somewhere between fear and greed, and you gotta find a balance. So trading what you feel can be the most manipulative thing you can ever do. Oh my God. Ashan, you write that down, boy? So trade what you see, never what you feel, because you can trust what you see, you can't trust what you feel. And trading what you feel will leave you broke. Right? And the reason why I say that is because the reason why I mark out those liquidities and those gaps and all that, because what happens is I can see it. And I mark it there, and it lets me see it on a chart moving forward. That's why I say as soon as I see it, I mark it out. It lets me see it. So now I'm not trading what I feel. Oh, I know what happened. It went to that previous day low. It went to that previous day high. It went to that gap. It went there. I'm trading what I see. The more I can see, the more, ooh, watch this. The more I can see, the easier it is for me to feel. Because I can get a better feeling by what I see. I hope I'm not talking in circles. I hope that makes sense. If I see the gap drawn out on the chart and I see the stock coming down to it, I can have a feeling for what's about to happen because I can see it. But then I needed to honor what I need my sight to honor what I feel so it can confirm what I saw. Oh, man. Jose, I just need you to, I'm not going to remember that again. So write that down. All right, the next thing. Shazam, you feel me, bro? Shazam, you feel me, bro? Benton, don't clock me out, dog. This one on me. Double R, you feel me on that? Woo! Cheesy bread, you feel? Come on, Double R, say flame us then. Come on. Come on. Yes. Take it off the flame. Next thing, he talked about aligning your charts up. So here's the thing. If you, Benton, give me 3 minutes on this right quick.
I saw you look at it.
Yeah, that's the only way I can explain that right quick. So I just need 1 minute so I can share it. That's it, just 1 minute. It ain't gonna even much take long. I'm gonna just show this one thing and then I'm gonna do it to him. All right, I'm gonna take everything off this chart right quick. Let me know it. All right, so watch this. Let me just show you this right quick. All right, so if I come on a chart, the first thing I'm gonna do, so you see these things at the bottom right here? So these are the tools that I use the most. Man, let me do this shit so I don't have to hear it shine out. So you see these at the bottom right here? These are my tools that I use the most. So I always have them down there so I ain't gotta try to run and get them, right? I always know that's the ones I use the most. And what is it? It's my horizontal line, it's my trend line, it's my my vertical line, it's my cross arrow, it's my box, it's my arrow, it's my horizontal ray, and it's my fib. Those are the ones that I use the most, right? So the first thing I'm gonna do is, and I got my fib lined up in 2 different ways. So if I press my fib, that little box gonna come up. When that box come up, I can press it, and look what I got. I got a demand support. I can do that with. It'll draw my support line for me, or my demand zone for me. I press it again. I can press that box. It'll draw my supply zone for me, and it's already red, right? So I don't gotta go do nothing to do that. So I already know it, and then I can press it again, and I can draw my fib. So now my retracement. So it's already set up for me on the way I need it, right? So it's already set up the way I need it. So that's one thing. But also, if I'm gonna use my array, boom, here, you see that little wheel up there, that little thing look like a little boat? I can press that, and I can type inside of there. And when I type inside of it, I can put all-time high. So now I can take that, press OK, and bring that to the all-time high, and I know what that is, right? Boom, so now I can mark that all-time high. Right? And if I want to do that gap, I see that gap. Let's say if I see this right here, I can go to my rectangle, boom, double click it. I can put that in and I can make that come all the way over. Now I see my gap. Now, if I wanted to change that color on it, all I would do is I will press it. That box don't come up at the top. I can take that, press that. I can say whatever color I want. That's gonna turn the outside. Then I can press that one. That little checkerboard thing, it can say, hey, change the color inside. So now I got my box. And I can change whatever color I want. So that's pretty much, So that's pretty much how I use it. So I keep the ones that I use the most at the bottom. So I can, and that's this right here. So I can always have access to it. That way I ain't always looking for it. And if I can do that, the only other thing that I have is the brush. But my arrow maker, all of that's down there. So I can take my arrow, boom, boom. For some reason, it ain't coming up. But that's pretty much how I use it, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that helps me use everything. And then if I want to use my indicator, I'll come to the top. These are the ones I may look at. So if I want to throw the volume on the screen, boom. And I made them in my favorites. So I went over here, and it's going to ask you if you favorite it. So if I use my volume, I like to use my simple moving average. So you'll go to that. You see that same little screw-looking thing? You press it. Boom. I'm going to switch that to my 20. Now I got my 20. Now if I wanted to use it again, I will go back to it. I will go to the 20 again. Now if I want to change the lines, I will go where it says style. I would take the color, turn that color to, let's say I want to turn it green. Now it's green. If I wanted to make the lines thicker, I could do that. If I wanted to make them dotted lines, I could do that. Visibility allows me to change, where I want it at. But that's pretty much it, man. I keep it real simple. I don't do a lot. This is my simplified version. You know what I'm saying? So it just helps me maneuver like that. And I'm gonna be honest with you, that ain't even much. If I'm being real with you, that's not even much like complicated. That's not high level. They got people that use high level stuff. Like they got people that go in here, they gonna be, hey, what a short position is, they gonna go to using them on you. They gonna start throwing them on you. That's gonna start measuring where your profit and loss at. They got people that really use them. They next level execution artists. You know what I'm saying? They got people that's using the triangles. Like they got people that do a lot. I like to just keep mine simple because it's just who I am. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much it. And I'm gonna be honest with you. The other thing I will say you should use is this line chart. That's gonna help you out a lot. That line chart gonna take. Why you should use the line chart is because that line chart gonna take a lot of stuff off the screen for you. So if you notice on here, you see the candles. The candles give you a lot, but if you want to just get some clarity, you go to your line chart, and then you could just do something like this on your line chart. You can be like, yep. Now watch how I'm gonna show you how this line up. Boy, I know Ben pissed off at me. God damn. You gonna say, Trap, that ain't excellence right there, dog. I can hear that shit coming. All right, so watch this. So you see the line chart, right? Now watch this. See how that line chart put me right at the top of something? So you can really use that line chart to really help you out if you're trying to find out like some spots. So this is how you know big dips at. So watch this. The line chart gonna put you on point every time. So that's actually could be a secret weapon for you. So if I line that line chart up right at that dip right there, and if I line that line chart up right at this, and you put it on a candle, the line chart ain't gonna let you down. So what the line chart gonna do is, it's gonna take all the freaking noise off the market, and you'll know exactly where your dips at, your high points at. So your line chart's not gonna ever, you know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to put that out there since Miguel asked me. All right, let's go. So I hope I helped y'all out with that right quick. Hold up. George, somebody said, Princess Laree said, Trap, it's been 2 months, is my merch coming? What that look like? What her name is? Princess Queen, write your name. Don't write your address. Write the name that you use to get the merch. Type it in the chat right quick, Jose. Get her name. See, Ben, if we would have been off, we wouldn't have got that, dog. You hear me? If we would have been off, dog, we wouldn't have got that. You feel me? God works in mysterious ways. Yes, sir. All right. So here we go, man. Tomorrow is the Fed rate call. All eyes on the chairman tomorrow, Jerome Powell. Let's get into that right quick, right? Her name is Laurice, Laurice Taylor. So let's get that tonight, George, before we leave. Let's go look at it and then send her, tell Elise to send her an email tonight. You hear me? Laurice. Last name Taylor. Yep, so before we leave tonight, go shoot that. So tell Elise so we can see what the order is, and then tell Elise. So be looking for an email tonight, beloved. We got you. All right, so let's get into this, man. Tomorrow, we have a big day tomorrow, 1:45. Everybody tune in. Everybody tune in tomorrow. Tomorrow, Wednesday, 9/17, all eyes are on the Chairman Jerome Powell as the Federal Reserve delivers their decision on interest rates, right? The markets are currently pricing a 90% chance of a 25-point basis cut. How do you think the market will react? Now, here's what I will say. I found something out. Watch this. When the Fed cuts rates with the S&P within, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. When the Fed cuts rates with the S&P within 1% of all-time high, the results are an average 15% return on the next 12 months. But the 1% performance, 50% of the time is lower. So it's meaning the Fed should cut rates tomorrow about 25%. They expecting it. Now, here's the thing about that. Jerome, don't go in there with that bullshit. Do not go in there tomorrow talking about you can't cut no rates. Bro, if you don't cut them rates tomorrow, it's going to be a problem. Even though we actually do not deserve a rate cut. Even though we actually don't deserve a rate cut. But the people are expecting 25%, Jerome. You've been holding tight long enough. Here we go. The probability of recessions, let's talk about it for right quick. This has actually increased. So the probability of a recession in the next 12 months based on machine learning model has actually went up. It was at 32%. It was down last month, and then it actually increased to 48%. It was down to like 37 to 38% last month. It increased to 48%. Well, it was down in July, then it went up in August, and now it's at 51% in September. Let's go a little further. Here's the thing that I've looked at for sure, right? Oh, before we get into that, let me say this. I wrote this down. I can say that for the next one. So watch this. So let's talk about gold right quick because that aligns with that. Gold has outperformed the S&P over the last 25 years. That's crazy. With gold hitting today 37. With gold hitting today, that's crazy. That's crazy. And you know what's crazy about that? That's the one trade gold been doing me the same thing that it'd be hard to get in it. If you miss it the 2 days that it's down, you missed it, it's gone. It's down 2 days, you don't get it, it's gone. Every other day, gold hitting an all-time high. At least once a week, I hear gold at new all-time high. At least at least once a week, we hear gold at new all-time highs. Gold at new all-time high. Gold, new all-time high. I be like, damn. And it ain't just gold. It's the gold miners, it's everything. The gold ETFs. I was like, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I done missed it so many times. And me and Ashana talked about it. I'm like, bro, I needed to do this. And we needed to do that, and then we'll come, gone. I'd be like, Damn, I missed it again. So get your goal. Let's go a little further. Right here, no party, no matter what party in, the national debt keeps rising. So I want my Republicans and my Democrats to stop blaming each other when each one of y'all, when y'all get in office, y'all raise the debt. The debt go up higher every time. At this point, nobody cares about the debt. That's how I feel. Watch this. U.S. national debt at the end of each presidency is in trillions. So watch this. Clinton to Bush. Man, that's a big jump, too. From Reagan to 2 to HW to 4. From HW to Clinton to 5. That ain't bad. But from Clinton to Bush, because Bush took us to war, we go from 5.8 to 10. Now look at this big jump. From 10 to 19 with Obama. Now you got to remember, that's 8 years. So that's about 4.5 a year. Not bad. But then from Obama to Trump, you go from 19 to 27. From Trump to Biden, you go to 36. It was about 35 and some change. And now we done peaked at 36. But this is only 9 months in. The big, beautiful bill is supposed to add about another, I think, couple trillion. And we keep spending more money on defense. Now, to add to that, I want to say this. Watch this. There have been 18, so let's go to our next slide. I want to add this to it. Watch this. Now, we talked about something. We said that the American dream is now cost $5 trillion to live the American dream. Here's the U.S. debt clock right now. We at 37 trillion. 37 trillion, 489 billion, 433 million, 956,895. That's what we in the hole right now. Now, I'm not about to get mad and say how he get in office and all that. That ain't my thing. But here's what I want to stand. 37 trillion, 489,000. Hold up. 37 trillion, 489 billion, 434 million, 956,895. Jose, boy, come on, boy, I'm counting. I'm counting right now. You would have messed up, cuz. You hear me? This is why you need gold. This is why you need gold. This is why you need silver. I'm gonna be real with you. This is why you need crypto. This is why you need stocks. This is why you need to have a business. This is why you need to learn how to trade. This is how you need to buy commercial real estate or duplex houses. Because as long as you just dependent on the check, you are 100% becoming poorer and poorer each day. And I'm not saying that to insult nobody, because I truly believe you don't have to be an entrepreneur to become wealthy in America. You got to be an investor. Because I know a lot of struggling entrepreneurs, and I'm going to tell you some entrepreneurs, some crazy shit. So that is not what I'm saying. You don't have to be an entrepreneur. You have to be an investor. Say it again. You do not have to be an entrepreneur to get wealthy in America. You have to be an investor. You need to be investing in stocks. You need to be investing in real estate. You need to be investing in crypto. You need to be investing in some type of business. You do not need to be an entrepreneur, but you need to be an investor. Let's go a little further. Watch this. To close the day out today, there's 115 million calls on the Mag 7. With tomorrow being a Fed policy day, there's a 96% chance of a 25% rate cut, a 4% chance of a 50% rate cut. What does that mean for us? What does it mean for the market? Think about this. There's a $115 million call on the Mag 7 today. That's one of them life-changing trades. You put 115 million and that thing shoot up tomorrow, you went crazy. Go a little further. This is the one I want to see you. This is the one I wanted to show y'all. Watch this. Private equity is out, stocks are in. Now, here's why this makes sense. because a lot of people were going into private equity for safety. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. I was with my sister Terica. We're gonna close on this tonight. I was with my sister Terica, and here's what we realized. We realized that real wealthy people, I remember I told y'all about this maybe like a year back. I had bought this book on starting a family office. That's how the wealthy people in America changed the game. They go start them family offices. And they start them private equities. They get in them private equities and they invest and they do stuff. This is how they beat taxes. This is how they do a lot of stuff, y'all. So watch this. Goldman Sachs surveyed 245. Lavi Pittman, thank you, family, for the super chat. Thank you so much. So watch this. Goldman Sachs surveyed 245 global family offices and found the ultra wealthy are doubling down on stocks and dialing back on private equity. U.S. and Americans raised stock allocation from 27% to 37%, signaling a pro-risk asset market. Now, what does that mean? So when you're a pro-risk, that means the stock market is risky. So when you're in private equity, you want to do one thing, a couple things. One, you want to buy businesses like dentists and plumbing, and you want to buy commercial real estate. You want to buy stuff like that, bonds. You don't want to be, they don't want to be heavy. So when the risk is off, that's your asset. When you pro-risk, that means you're getting into the markets, right? Being in the stock market is like a risky, I mean, you are risky when it comes to that. So watch this. Private equity dipped from 27% to 25%, though 39% still plan to invest more in the next 12 months. That means they was dipping. They was like, yo, let's get out of private equity. Let's take some more risk on, right? Meaning they wanted to take more risk, right? Isn't that what the Jewish phenomenon is about? Shazam, you own it, 100%. You get it. Right? So Jewish people love private equity because it's an essential way to do a couple things. Build wealth and pass wealth down to your children. Not private equity, I mean family offices. It's one of the greatest ways to use as a tax shelter and to pass wealth down to their kids, right? The shift reflects opportunistic moves and market volatility and geopolitical concerns. So private equity was giving them a hard time. But watch this, what I wrote down. Not only is private equity transitioning, I like to give y'all some numbers. Ooh, somebody said he'll make $22 million. That's crazy. Watch this. So I forgot the book. It was How to Start a Family Office, something like that. Watch this. And I wanna get like a couple friends that's in the family office business. That's really good. So watch this. You not only has private equity did it, but U.S. household allocation to the stock market rose from 2.2% last year. Rose 2.2% in quarter two, reaching 4.5%. So let me say that again. Not only did private equity interest in the market increase, but U.S. household allocation to stocks rose 2.2%. Watch this. Reaching 45.4%. Watch this. That's a 6-quarter increase. Remember, a while back when we said, when the market dipped, and remember I came and said, yo, y'all killing it. Remember when in February and March, what did I came on here and said? We showed a stat. It said that this is the first time that more people bought the dip than ever. If we go back to that, we'll see it. Go back to that episode around March, April, something like that. People were really locking into their long-term portfolios. The individuals, not the big markets, but individuals were buying. They were buying that February, March. They were buying the hell out of that dip. So we are now 6 straight quarters of increase of households in America buying the dip. That means more people right now are locked in on buying the market. Watch this. There have been 18 consecutive weeks where more new highs have hit than lows. The number of 52-week highs has just reached an all-time high.
Whoop-de-doo.
Say it again.
Whoop-de-doo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Say it again. I'm going to say this back to back. I'm going to say it really slow so we can say it. The U.S. household allocation to stocks rose 2.2 in the last quarter. Rose 2.2% the last quarter. So it has now reached 45.4%, 6 quarters in a row it has increased, meaning 6 straight quarters, U.S. households have increased their ownership of stocks. But remember, back in March, April, a stat came out, and we put it out here, and it said, more people now have more than ever tied into the buy the dip. Let me show you how they try to shake you out of position. Because right after that, somebody came on CNBC and he said, damn, I didn't get it. But he said, you cannot use buy the dip as a strategy. What he said? He said, buying a dip as a strategy works until it doesn't. That's what he said. Because what happens when you buy the dip when it keep on dipping? Well, partner, you buy the dip until you run out of chip. And when you run out of chip, you just hope it stop dip. Listen, you cannot let them shake you out of position, y'all. We cannot afford to get shaken. One of the things they say in the patient all the time, and I love when they say this, don't get tricked out your position, y'all. I love it. Don't get tricked out of your position. Right? So I'm proud of y'all. But also for my African Americans and my brown Americans, as of now, you all actually own more stocks than any generation before you. We put that stat up too. As of now, black and brown people of America, in this generation, you actually own more stocks than any generation before you. That is something that you should be proud of. That is something you should be proud of. You should be proud of that. So the next thing is, there have been 18 consecutive weeks where more new all-time highs than lows, meaning there's 18 weeks in a row where we have more stocks hitting all-time highs than stocks hitting all-time lows for 18 straight weeks. Watch this. That number of 52-week highs have just hit a high, meaning the number of stocks that have now hit a 52-week all-time high is an all-time high. Oh, man, I missed that. All I want you to know is pressure is a privilege. Man, I hope y'all enjoyed us tonight, man. We had a good show, man. I want to tell y'all how much I appreciate y'all, how much I love y'all. Without y'all, there is no us, man. So make sure you tune in each and every week, Tuesday, 7 p.m. Thank y'all, man. Tonight, y'all stay tapped in, man. We got about 3,900 people in here tonight. Man, help us reach a goal of 4,000 people. At one time, we had 7,000 people in here, y'all. We did that twice. I want us to get us back to that, y'all. I know we can do it. I can't do it, but we can do it as a whole. Let's even get it to 10,000, y'all. I know we can do 10,000 people in here. I know we can. We just got to figure out how to give y'all more game. We got to just figure out how to make it worthy for y'all to get us with 10, because we can't do it on our own. No matter how much marketing we do, no matter how much branding we do, we can only get to 10,000 people in every show if you all do it. That's how important you all are to us. We've been putting out a lot of great content. Me and Jose, I told Jose that I got this dope little setup. I'm thinking about doing a show from the crib called, where we do a recap of the week on Tuesday. And we'll post it on this page. So we're still thinking about it. Haven't come up with it yet. Something quick, something to just get us. And Nettie, I see you, Queen. So with that being said, man, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. If you want to come join the Patreon, man, come rock out with us. If you want to come join Trappers Anonymous, come rock out with us. We got some dope stuff going on in there. Also, man, spread some love to somebody, man. You know what I'm saying? Spread some love to somebody, man. All right, I'm gonna tell y'all something, there's a lot of hate going on in the world right now. A lot of people on edge right now for various situations. It got the world on edge right now. Let me say something to y'all, man. And I'm gonna say this before I go tonight, right? Don't let the world trick you out your spot. Don't let somebody's post on Instagram concerning whatever get you off your dean, get you off your square. You know you focusing on being positive. You know you trying to focus on getting your money up. Don't let somebody post throw you off because you don't agree with somebody saying or how somebody living or what you feel like man, go to God. You see that post, I challenge you to scroll past that post. Don't like it. Don't feel like you are, don't feel like you are like, I gotta make a comment on this post. No, I don't like what they saying. He this, she that. Don't get tricked out of your spot, because what that does is you're gonna type that comment, you're gonna be looking for that person to reply back to you because you know they're gonna say something off the wall. You're gonna be ready to reply back. Now that took an hour or 2 hours out your day that you could have been doing something positive. Don't get tricked out. Don't let this thing trick you out your spot, fam. Don't let this trick you out your spot. Don't let this device emotionally get you caught up. One thing I can love about the Patreon and Trappers Anonymous, we don't be doing all that political. We don't do none of that in here. We don't, listen, none of that. We about making money. We about putting God first. We're about taking care of our family. We're about helping each other. Bro, a lot of nonsense go on these things. We get on that media, man, we can get up in the morning and have a good day. As soon as you get on, you scroll something, you see something, hey, it's more trauma. Don't get sucked in that. The minute you go to type that to the answer that, the minute you go to type it got you. So I challenge you, when you get on there, and you see something that you know triggering you, I challenge you to just turn the phone off. Don't even scroll. You know why? Because if you scroll, you're gonna back scroll and go to it. Or you're gonna scroll and have another post that's just like it. So I challenge you, when you see you about to comment on something that's gonna take you off where you at, I challenge you, click the phone off. Click the phone off. If it's anything that's gonna upset your spirit, if it's anything that's gonna go against what you just said your prayers for 10 minutes for, if it's gonna throw you off that box, get off of it. Watch this. Because it ain't worth your time. It ain't worth your energy. It ain't worth your freedom. And when I mean freedom, I'm saying once you indulge in it, you give up your freedom of positivity. You give up your freedom of thought. Watch this, I'm gonna go even further. When you indulge in it, you actually manually override the instructions that God has given you. When you indulge in it, you manually override, because you said your prayers. You said, God, I need you to help me on this journey. Are you thinking positive? Are you meditating? Or whatever you're doing. To have that sound mind, to have that peace of mind. When you go in there and you indulge in that, that means you are manually overriding the thing you just prayed for to indulge in that BS. And now you working against yourself. And so now when you're not as productive as you want to be, and you're not getting the outcome you want to be, you can't blame God. You got to say, I didn't have the discipline to just turn it off. You ain't had the discipline to just turn it off. You know how powerful it is to just turn it off? I'm not even talking about scrolling past it. I'm talking about just turning it off. We talked about reclaiming your power. Reclaim your power from this thing. Stop giving it so much control. Stop giving this so much control. Because watch this, you fasting, you praying, you doing all of that to try to get the results, when really one of the things that you really gotta do is take back your control. Take back your control. It starts with doing something like locking your phone up so you can't get on it at night. It starts by doing something by going to sleep at night and taking the phone from where it's within reach and putting it on the other side of the room while you sleep. It's simple things you do to take back control. Every time you feel like you need to get on there and get that dopamine rush, the more times you tell it no, the more you reclaim your power. The more times you indulge in it, the more time you build a mental trench in your brain that tells you that you need it. Because every time you turn it on and click that email, every time you scroll, guess what you do? You give yourself a dopamine release. The more you can deny yourself of the dopamine, the more you can go cold turkey. We talking about a mental detox. You gotta change for what you want, or you gotta change what you say you want. You gotta change for what you want, or you gotta change what you say you want. And I'm just telling you, take back your power. The pressure is 100% a privilege, but not the pressure you put on yourself for being not disciplined. That don't count. That don't count. When you put pressure on yourself because you ain't disciplined, that don't count. That don't count. You can't boast and brag about that. You did that to yourself. You dug your own hole. You got to dig out of that. You dig out of that by creating discipline. I'm going to tell y'all something. My aunt came here. And I say, bro, the only prerequisite for you coming here and chilling with me and spending time with me, bro, I flew him in. I say, bro, we got to work out. I got to get back on it. Because you know when I lock in, dog, I lock in. He say, bro, one thing I can tell you is, bro, when you lock in, bro, I see you go crazy. I say, the only prerequisite is we got to pray at least 4 times a day. He say less. It's the only we got to pray together about 4 times a day. He say less, it's done. It's done. It's done. Because I'm that intimate with God at this point in my life. I'm that intimate with God at this point in my life. I need him in the morning. I need him in the middle of my day. I need him toward the end of my day. I need him at night. I gotta keep on touching bases with him. I ain't gotta stay that long. I gotta keep touching bases with him because what happens is it helped me break the monotony up of what I got going on every day. I'm business, my daughter, my this, my that. You go to finding stuff to do. Hey, let me stop it all and let me get intimate, God. Let me just talk to you. Let me bump my head a couple times on this rug. Let me talk to you. Let me pull my heart out to you. I ain't even asking for nothing. I just want to tell you thank you. What are the healthy habits that you doing to reclaim your power, fam? What's the healthy habits that you're creating to reclaim your power? The sad part of it is, some of us like being prisoners to our desires. When you enjoy being intoxicated by your desires, it's hard for you to detox them. And so we have to identify, you know what? This is not serving me, but even more so, it's disconnecting me from God. It's disconnecting me from my purpose. It's disconnecting me from my alignment. Now, instead of being intimate, this is making me have a long distance relationship. Because I'm not being intimate consistently, I'm now converting it to a long distance relationship. And we all know how them go. It requires more work. More work than necessary. So all I'm saying, don't let this thing take your power. Don't let this thing disconnect you from your purpose. Tonight, I want you to not only understand that pressure is a privilege, I want you to understand, I want you to reappraise your value. And it starts by reclaiming your power. It's your boy, the Wall Street Trapper, man. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I know we went over tonight. It's my fault, but it was just on my heart and in my spirit. And I wanted to make sure we got it, man. Let's lock in, y'all. It's a lot of money to be made. We got some ups and downs that we got to go through, but we're going to do it together as a team. We're going to do it together as a squad. But most importantly, man, we're going to do it together as a family. Before y'all go, I just want to say, man, Wall Street looks like us now. Good night, y'all. Same time, same place next week. Go check out the Wall Street Trapper YouTube. We've been putting a lot of good information out there. The last video we put up was 4 stocks that I'm buying before the Fed dip. And right now, they looking all good. Let's go. See y'all next week, man.